on the Rogues streaming network. Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of your Rogues, Brian Welch.
From Medford, Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air as your Rogues will be taking on the Crabs of Humboldt for the first game of a three-game series at Harry and David Field. Hi everybody, I'm Brian Welch of the Rogues Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Chick-fil-A Tuesday wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Medford is 26-9 overall in this 2025 campaign, 4-2 in Pacific Empire League play as the Rogues sit in third place in this 2025 summer season. Your Rogues are on a three-game winning streak after getting the brooms out against the Fresno A's over the weekend, having a 7-5 victory on Sunday night to close out the weekend. Garibaldo went yard for the first time in this 2025 campaign. 3 home runs happened in that series against the Fresno A's, and the Rogues are looking for that same offensive output starting tonight against the Humboldt Crabs. As this is 3 more weeks of this 2025 campaign for your Medford Rogues in the summer season. 3 games against the Humboldt Crabs, 3 games against the Lincoln Potters, 3 games against the Healdsburg Prune Packers and the Lincoln Potters on the road in the Golden State of California. 3 games series against the West Coast Kings and 3-game series against the Humboldt Crabs down at their place, the Arcata Ballpark. So the Crabs and the Rogues will see each other not once but 6 times in this 2025 summer season. 149 stolen bases has been fun to watch so far in this 2025 campaign as the Rogues are close to that franchise record. Will they get to that franchise record in this series? We shall see as Medford is looking to keep their winning ways going against the Humboldt Crabs. As for the Humboldt Crabs, they are 24-4 overall in Pacific Empire in this 2025 campaign. 8-4 in Pacific Empire League action as they are in second place as the two of the top 3 teams in Pacific Empire League action will clash for a 3-game series starting tonight. As we take a look at those standings, that is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Healdsburg's top the league with a record of 10-2. Humboldt has a record of 8-4. Medford with a record of 4-2. They're in third place. Lincoln is 6-4, and the West Coast Kings 2-9, and the Solano Mudcats 2-11 as they are in the basement of the PEL. As the Humboldt Crabs are back on the road, they had a 6-game road trip in the part of June, the middle part of the month of June. They went 3-3 on that 6-game road trip that went through Healdsburg and Lincoln. Took 1 game against the Prune Packers, took 2 games from the Lincoln Potters. As the Humboldt Crabs are led by the Rogues Valley's own Cameron Sewell out of Sacramento State, averaging .432 in Pacific Empire League action. And tonight he is also the K batter, as there's a lot of fans of Cameron Sewell in attendance at Harry and David Field. I'd like to welcome you to the Rogues pregame show. I was able to sit down with our Rogues player spotlight, the young man from El Cajon, California, Trevor Smith. He'll be attending Washington State in the fall. Plus, we have our usual conversation with head coach Kevin Olmstead. Those 2 conversations are coming up right after the break. As it is a gorgeous evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. There is some smoky skies off in the distance. There's a fire going on just southwest of Medford as the Rogues and the Crabs face off tonight on Chick-fil-A night at the ballpark. That's right, the original and the spicy chicken sandwiches are going to be in the bullpen grill. I'm going to go get mine during the commercial break as it is a perfect evening for baseball as Medford heads back into Pacific Empire League play. Second place versus third place square off tonight for the first game of 3-game series. Those 2 conversations with Trevor Smith and as well as head coach Kevin Olmstead are coming up right after the break. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. It's Humboldt, it's Medford, and it's all coming up next on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet-friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Welcome back to the Rogues pregame shows. We are getting rowdy. This is our Rogues player spotlight. Get to hear from the young man, the future Cougar of Washington State, the young man from El Cajon, Trevor Smith. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. You've been in a Medford Rogues uniform for a short time, but it feels like you've already been gelling with these guys. What's it been like being a Medford Rogue so far?
It's been awesome. It's been great to play in front of the community, playing with all my brothers, bonding with them, just getting closer and just having a great time.
And this is not your first trip to the Rogue Valley. You were here when your older brother was playing for the Medford Rogues. Did you always dream about playing for Medford?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely love playing for the same team as my brother. So just going through high school, I always just looking forward to playing for the Medford Rogues, and it finally happened.
You're from El Cajon, California, where the beach is probably like 25 minutes away, so to speak, in Southern California, right out San Diego. How many times did you go to the beach when you were growing up and going through high school?
For sure, mostly every weekend, and then sometimes during the week, depending on like the weather. So super nice having the beaches very close.
So you just enjoyed it. Did you do any boogie boarding or surfing?
I did more just like hanging out, playing spike ball on the beach, and then just like skimboarding, boogie boarding, just all that great stuff.
And I know that we were talking about this a little bit earlier when you first came here, but you were talking about being in El Cajon. What's it like being a Padres fan?
Oh, it's awesome. Just finally, they're good. Doing very well, and it's also awesome. One of our former players from my high school just got traded to the Padres and started playing in the bigs. Just got his home run and a double, so it's awesome to watch him.
And what makes Petco Park a unique ballpark in your eyes?
Oh, just the fan base. Just going to the games, how excited they get, and just all like the great players they have just makes everything just great.
I know there's somebody listening to this interview right now, your agent, BG Gold. Anything you want to say about BG and why is he the best agent in the Rogue Valley for you?
Oh, he's always updated with your stats, just always keeping in touch, and then always just wearing an Oregon State shirt, which I'm fine with that, but he's definitely going to get a Wazoo shirt.
And you talked about that. You're going to be going to Washington State. Why go to the Palouse and play for the Cougars?
Just the community. Just I heard from everyone and the fan base and the whole community is just about sports. And that's something I want to be a part of. And the coaches just made it an easy decision to commit there. And I just can't wait to go and play there.
You know, the beach is probably like 3 hours away from Palouse, right?
Yes. I'm fine with that. I'll adjust. Just hanging out with all the teammates, just having fun, college life.
You can't surf the wheat field, right?
No, definitely not.
And you were talking about the beach a little bit earlier. How important is that for a baseball player to train at the beach?
It's definitely good for speed training and agility because it's heavy on your feet, so it's helping you get quicker. But just at Wazoo, definitely fine. They got all this facilities, so they'll definitely make you a great player.
That's good to hear, my friend. You're from El Cajon, California. I know that your parents are in the Rogue Valley right now. What has it been like to have them back in the Rogue Valley?
It's awesome just having them watch us play, enjoying like all this, like meeting new people. So it's just a great time having them here.
I know that you and Chris Ortiz, you guys are roommates this summer, and you guys and your families and your host family went on the Hellgate jet boat experience in Grants Pass. Is there any word to describe what happened there?
Oh, that was just awesome. Just the boating, having dinner with everyone, just getting closer, having my parents meet Chris's parents. So it was just an amazing time.
Well, that's good to hear, my friend. And I know that you're about to get your pregame meal. And what is your pregame meal?
Usually some Dutch Bros or some Mod Pizza.
I know we were talking about Mod Pizza because I know Chris Ortiz got you hooked on Mod Pizza this summer. But what is your go-to Dutch order?
The Electric Berry Red Bull.
And what is Electric Berry Red Bull?
So it's like a little sweetened Red Bull drink. So it just gets you a little boosted up, ready for a game.
And what is your walk-up song this season?
Here Comes the Money. It's a WWE song.
So you're a big WWE fan, I guess, right?
Yes, I definitely was when I was younger.
Do you have a favorite wrestler?
It was John Cena. Yes, he was definitely one of my favorites.
And why John Cena?
Just how he just does stuff, and like his you can't see me hand signal. So it was just awesome to watch him.
And I know that you're going to be with the Rogues for the rest of the season. Anything you want to work on before you head up to the Palouse?
Just trying to overcome all my weaknesses, trying to figure out who I am, and trying to just get better at those little things to make me a better player.
And I always ask the guys this question. What you have any shout-outs you want to give to your mom, your dad, your brother?
Just want to give a shout-out to my family, just supporting me in everything I do, and especially Beej right here, being a great advisor, trying to keep me in check.
That's good to hear, my friend. Trevor, thank you so much for hopping on the Rogues pregame show. Good luck out there tonight, and good luck for the rest of the season, all right?
Thank you. Have a good one.
That is our Rogues player spotlight, Trevor Smith. When we come right back after this with that one-on-one conversation with head coach Kevin Olmstead, as it is game one of this 3-game series between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogues streaming network.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Welcome back to the Rogues pregame show. This is our one-on-one conversation with head coach Kevin Olmstead. Coach, how are you?
I'm looking at Orlando right now. I'm living the dream. It's a fantastic Tuesday. What could be better?
You know what? This is probably one of the nicest days we've had so far. I know it's a little bit hot, but the cloud is blocking the sun. And, hey, this team's back in the Pacific Empire League action starting today and for the rest of the season. But overall, that weekend was a lot of fun against the Fresno A's, would you say?
Yeah, good series. It's always fun when you get the sweep, and so the guys played really hard. They handled some adversity, and, they took care of business when they needed it the most.
And especially great pitching by Nico Crowley on the hill on Sunday evening. And this team right now is about to go get ready. They're excited for this matchup against the Humboldt Crabs. But what did you like about Nico Crowley's last start in a Medford Rogues uniform Sunday?
Just the way he competed, right? He gave up a 4 spot in the first inning. Then he closed the door down in the second inning. Third inning, he was able to minimize damage, giving up 1 run, and then he cruised for the next two innings.
I know this team right now is pretty wild right now, but this is a team that's playing really good baseball, and you're going back in the league play, and your team's 4-2 right now. But this is a tough team with the Humboldt Crabs.
Yeah, every team we play is tough. They're competitive. They want to beat us, and the motto is still the same. It's another day in the playground. We're just trying to win each inning, each pitch, each at bat. So we're just going from there.
And this team does not have an opportunity to go back into non-league play. It is full-on Pacific Empire League action day in and day out for the rest of the season. And what is that message to your team about staying hungry throughout this last 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's if you're not hungry at this point, you'll never be hungry as a baseball player, right? You should have been hungry every single day this summer. You should be trying to be the best version of yourself every single day as a human and as a baseball player. So the message, doesn't necessarily change. It's what type of person, what type of player do you want to be? Do you want to be the best? Do you want to compete for a championship, or do you want to be very average, and do you want to not compete for the best things in life?
We talked about this a little bit earlier, Coach, especially with the Humboldt Crabs coming to town. This is a pretty big team, and also a guy that you know, and Cameron Sewell. What's it like to see him not being in this dugout, but being in the opposite dugout?
Yeah, he's a good player. The Humboldt Crabs are a good team. I don't know. We're not going to think about the Humboldt Crabs. We're not going to think about Cameron Sewell. We're going to think about what we need to do to get better each and every night. We're going to talk about how to minimize mistakes, how to handle failure, how to have quality at bats, how to pitch for contact. That's at the end of the day, we're not talking about the Crabs.
And how about this? The offense found ways to get runners across the plate early in that series against Fresno. How do you build on that for this series against the Crabs?
Yeah, that was very refreshing to see, just because this entire summer was kind of wait until the later innings, then let's make a nice, cool comeback and win the ball game. To see them they're capable of scoring early is big. And that's what we're going to need to do in league play if we're going to have that success that we want. It's super hard to come back night after night after night. So it's time that we take a stand, we take a charge, and from pitch one, inning one, we punch in the mouth and see what happens.
149 stolen bases this season, about to break the franchise record.
Oh my gosh, 149, huh? Not enough.
Not enough. Would you, if you get 200 stolen bases at the end of the season, would you be impressed?
I'm already impressed, man. Again, my philosophy is to create chaos on the base paths. It's so funny. I talk to Coach Cruz all the time that these guys still don't necessarily understand and fully know how to steal a bag and to fully base run. They've been doing a really good job at it. They've been learning a lot, but it takes much longer time than just being with them for 2 months. So I'm proud of them. They've made mistakes throughout this course of the summer, and that's a good thing in my opinion. They're vulnerable enough to take that chance to try to be better. And that's all I could ask for. As far as the stealing base records, I hope we get it. But at the end of the day, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create chaos on the bases. I want the other team to think about us. I want their coaches to think about us. I want the fans to think about us on the base paths. That's all I'm trying to do. And if we steal the bag, we steal the bag. If we don't steal the bag, we don't steal the bag.
Coach, I always ask you this question. What are the keys to victory besides competing and also minimizing the mistakes?
Yeah, being where your feet are at. This is fun baseball. One of the messages I said to the guys every single day from here on out is playoff baseball. And that doesn't mean much, right? It's still the game. You're still playing the game. So just being where your feet are at. We're going to face adversity tonight. So what are we going to do after those adversity moments? That's if we handle that properly, I think we'll be successful tonight.
Coach, always a pleasure speaking with you. Good luck out there tonight and stay cool, all right?
Go Rogues, baby.
That's head coach Kevin Olmstead when we come right back after this with the starting lineup and the first pitch, as it is another Chick-fil-A Tuesday in the Rogue Valley. It's Humboldt and Medford all coming up right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. It is a beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Game 1 between Humboldt and Medford. Send it to public address announcer Greg Roberts.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fire, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is game 1 of this 3-game series between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Let's give you that starting lineup for the Humboldt Crabs, led by head coach Robin Guyver. As the Humboldt Crabs are 24-4 overall in this 2025 campaign, 8-4 in Pacific Empire League play. Batting lead off, playing third base is Keenan Morris. Batting the 2 hole is the center fielder Tyler Howard. Batting third in left field is Cameron Sewell. Batting cleanup is the right fielder Adam Yenyard. Batting fifth is the second baseman from the San Joaquin Valley of California, Houston Hirschkorn. Batting the 6th spot in DH is Liam Forsythe. Batting 7th at first base, Tate Mineroth. Batting 8th is the catcher Nico Lombardi, I should say. And the 9th spot is a shortstop, Michael Perazzo. On the hill pitching for your Medford Rogues, it is the dance master himself, the young man from Berkeley, California. It is Dylan Finelli on the hill getting his warm-up tosses in. Earned run average at 2.43 on this 2025 campaign. 5 starts, 20 strikeouts as he looks to keep that off-speed pitch working well. Good fastball. It uses that fastball limited, but has a good off-speed collection with that sweeper, changeup, and that slider. You'll be seeing that a lot throughout this whole entire Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley as the Stars and Stripes are blowing into right field. As can't wait to bring you the action between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues. Behind the disc, calling the balls and strikes is Chris Bevan. Over at first base is Alex Chavez, and over at third base is Harvey Maxey. Medford wearing their black and green uniforms, white pants. Humboldt wearing the camouflage uniforms and the white pants tonight in the Rogue Valley. That throw over to second base by Chris Ortiz means we're about ready to bring you the action as Keenan Morris, the third baseman, climbs in for his first trip on this Tuesday evening. Medford back in Pacific Empire League play. It's a playoff situation every night the Rogues take the field. It all starts now. Keenan Morris will climbs into the box for his first trip of the evening, as it is Morris, Howard, Sewell, Enyart, Hirschkorn, Forsyth, Mitaroff, Lombardi, and Perazzo. Dylan Finelli gets ready to go right against left to begin this Tuesday evening. First pitch on the way, off speed, a wave and a miss, strike one, and we get going at 6:36 p.m. in the Rogue Valley. 96 degrees at Harry and David Field. Blue skies with a little bit of smoke wisping through this Tuesday evening skies. Strike one pitch home. Fastball fouled off. Good off speed there. No balls and 2 strikes as Keaton Morris is behind 0-2. Morris, an infielder out of Santa Rosa Junior College, played baseball at Oklahoma Baptist University. Guy who grew up in the Humboldt region, the Humboldt area, Eureka and Arcata, Humboldt County actually. No balls and 2 strikes and the pitch. Fastball grounded right to the third baseman of Ritigliano. He takes the play, the throw to first, and the ball's going to skip away from the first baseman, Garrett Bardo, and Keenan Morris leads off the frame with an error. So officially that will be an E5 recorded. So Morris reaches on an error to get the series off, going for the Humboldt Crabs. Tyler Howard, the center fielder, climbs in. 1 on, no outs, as that is Keenan Morris. Tyler Howard, the righty, climbs in for his first trip of the evening. Just getting underway at Harry and David Field. Blue skies overhead, a little bit of smoke in the air. Dylan Finelli checks on the runner of Keenan Morris over at first base. Infield playing deep. First pitch on the way. Sweeper that misses down and out, ball 1. I know that Dylan's family from coast to coast, from the west coast to the east coast, are listening right now. And even Dylan's girlfriend is listening on the Rogue Streaming Network. Dylan's mom and dad listening in Berkeley, the family in Philadelphia, everybody in the Finelli family listening. The throw over to first base, try to get the runner of Morris out. He slides back to the bag in time, head first. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Tyler Howard. 1-0, runner goes, fastball, wave and a miss. The throw over to second base, and the throw will be late. Keaton Morris swipes second base. That eliminates the double play ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of Tyler Howard. The 3-hole hitter of Cameron Sewell waits on deck. This is a Humboldt squad that took 2 games out of 3 from the Lincoln Potters and McBean Ballpark in Lincoln, and took 2 out of 3 from the Potters at the Arcata Ballpark. This is the Crab squad that's been able to find ways to strike with the irons hot. 1-1. Sweeper misses down and in, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the center fielder of Tyler Howard, and now time is called. And the catcher of Chris Ortiz will step out, and he'll walk up to the hill to have a conversation with the starter of Dylan Finelli. This pause, the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. One on, no outs. Tyler Howard ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Howard batting the 2 spot. 2 balls, 1 strike. Finelli checks on Morris at second base, and the 2-1 home. Off speed, hits it in the air, right field. Lando Coparubias tracking it down, and he makes the grab at the track for out number 1. So Tyler Howard flies out for the first out of the frames. Give you that defense is backing up the starter of Dylan Finelli. Behind the dish catching is Chris Ortiz. The third baseman is Frankie Rutigliano. Ryan Severns is the shortstop. Sammy Rivas is at second base, and Garrett Bardo is at first base. In the outfield from left to right for your Rogues, it's Osborne, Alley, and Corbarubius who made the snag for out number 1. Morris advances from second to third, only 90 feet away from scoring is the Humboldt Crabs. The lefty of Cameron Sewell, the hometown hero, guy who grew up in this area, gets back with the Humboldt Crabs. First pitch on the way, fastball misses outside, ball 1. And he is a returner from the Rogues from a long time ago. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Line drive right to the glove of Garrett Bardo at first base. Good play there. And Sewell lines out for the second out of the frame. Good job there by Garrett Bardo to redeem himself after that error. Trying to track that ball down during the Morris at-bat. That ball going right to the mitt of Garrett Bardo. Runner at third base. Adam Enyart climbs in, the cleanup hitter for the Crabs. The righty stands in for his first trip of the evening. Dylan Finelli trying to sneak out of this jam. First offering home. Sweeper cut on and missed, strike 1. Enyart at the dish this season. A guy who is going to St. Mary's. Guy who grew up in the San Joaquin Valley, is used to this heat. Guy who grew up in Bakersfield. Strike 1 pitch home. Sweeper misses outside, ball 1. 1-1 to the Crabs righty as the second baseman Houston Hirschkorn waits on deck. One ball and 1 strike, and the pitch from the righty. 1-1 grounded left side. That ball is going to be escaping into left center. 1 runs in as Ed Enyart gets aboard with an RBI single to drive in the first run of the game. 1-0, Humboldt out in front. So an RBI single off the bat of Enyart brings up the second baseman of Houston Hirschkorn, a guy also that grew up in the San Joaquin Valley of California. Hirschkorn in the 5 spot for the Crabs. Wind starting to blow into the ballpark once again. Game 1 of 3 between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues. One of the hottest days we've seen so far in the Rogue Valley in the summer season. 1 on and 2 outs. That is Adam Enyart at first base. First pitch on the way. Fastball dots that inside third, strike 1. Hirschkorn, a guy who grew up in Kingsburg, California. That is like 30 minutes south of the Fresno area. Hirschkorn family in the Valley is synonymous with baseball. 0-1 pitch instead thrown over to first base. Try to get the runner of Enyart out. Enyart able to get back to the bag safely. Crabs 1. Rogue still waiting to get to the plate. 0-1 pitch. That's fouled off to that right side, strike 2. Dylan Finelli's in charge. No balls and 2 strikes. Infield playing deep for your Rogues, except for the first baseman of Garrett Bardo. He's holding the runner of Adam Enyart at first base. 1 run on 1 hit. That's going to be a chopper left side. Tracking down is going to be Frankie Rutigliano. That's Ryan Severns. The throw over to first is in time for out number 3, and the inning is over. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error committed by Medford, and 1 left as it is Adam Enyart at first base. Go to the home half inning number 1 right after this. Humboldt 1, Medford coming up. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college,
know your role.
you can be a player,
you can be a coach, you can be a spectator,
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
Let my coach coach me.
cheer for other players too.
Not just me.
That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We head to the home first at Harry and David Field. Brian Woods back here to the Rogue Streaming Networks. Give you that starting lineup for your Medford Rogues, led by head coach Kevin Olmstead. Batting lead off, playing second base is Sammy Rivas. Batting the two spots, the shortstop Ryan Severns. Batting third and center field is Johnny Alley. Batting cleanup is the catcher of Chris Ortiz. Batting fifth at first base is Garrett Bartle. Batting the sixth spot is the right fielder Orlando Covarrubias. Troy Osborne, Jordan Marion, and Frankie Retigliano rounds out the starting lineup for your Medford Rogues, as Miles Oliver, the young man from the College of the Redwoods, is on the hill pitching the starter for the Humboldt Crabs. Delivers the first pitch to the righty of Sammy Rivas, and it's a fastball that misses outside of ball one. So it's Rivas, Severns, out Alley, Ortiz, Bardo, Covarrubias, Osborne, Marion, and Retigliano. 26-9 overall in this 2025 campaign, in third place of a record of 4-2 in the PEL. As that strike one pitch finds, actually they're going to say that's going to be outside ball one. Actually, 1 ball and 1 strike rather. Scoreboard was saying it was strike one, but it was ball one. Now it's 1 ball and 1 strike to the newest member of the Medford Rogues, Sammy Rivas. Averaging .429 at the dish in this 2025 campaign. 1-1, breaking ball, finds the upper third, strike two. Rivas, who grew up in San Francisco, a guy who likes to cook. His favorite thing about cooking is making vodka pasta. They heard me right, vodka pasta. I wonder how that would taste. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miles Oliver sets, and the 1-2 from the lefty. Breaking ball misses up and out, ball 2. Counts even to the second baseman of Sammy Rivas, as Ryan Severns waits on deck for your Medford Rogues. Two balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball fouled off at the screen as Rivas spoils it foul. This is the point of the season where you have to find ways to create offense. And you heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about how he liked the Rogues had an early start in that weekend series against Fresno. 2-2. Fastball away for a miss, strike 3, and Rivas goes down swinging for the first out of the frame. 1 out, nobody on, as Ryan Severns climbs in for his first at-bat of the evening. 1-0, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Give you that starting defense is backing up the starter of Miles Oliver. Behind the dish catches Lombardi. Over at third base is Morris. Barrazo is the shortstop. Hirschkorn's at second base. And Midaroff is at first. In the outfield from left to right for Humboldt, Sewell, Howard, and Enyart. Righty Ryan Severns stands in. First pitch on the way. First pitch swinging. Line drive into center field. Base hit for Ryan Severns. And the future Gaucho of UCSB gets aboard of a 1-out single. And that is the first hit recorded of the evening for you Medford Rogues, as the center fielder Johnny Alley climbs into the box. 1 on and 1 out. We are in the bottom half of inning number 1. Humboldt 1, Medford 0 on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Just a perfect evening for baseball. A little bit of smoke in the skies. Fire going on just south of Medford. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and in, ball 1. Johnny Alley this season averaging .350 at the dish in this 2025 campaign. Ahead 1 ball, no strikes, and the 1-0. Fist it's in the air, and that will be tracked down by the third baseman Morris, and Morris makes the grab for out number 2. So Alley flies out for the second out of the frame as the cleanup hitter of Chris Ortiz stands in. 2 outs and 1 on. 1-0, Humboldt out in front, game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. And some of the Medford Mustangs in attendance. Some of their alumni are playing in this game, in this weekend, this 3-game series. Chris Ortiz stands in for his first trip of the evening. 1 on, 2 outs. First offering home, looping curveball misses outside of ball 1. Ortiz averaging .329 at the dish in this 2025 summer campaign. Ortiz trying to keep this offense moving, trailing by 1. 1-0. Humboldt out in front. 1-0 pitch. Line drive, and that ball is going to drop down for a hit right by the left field wall by that fruitful son. Going from third, rounding third, speeding towards home is going to be Ryan Severance. And the cutoff throw will not get there. RBI double off the bat of Chris Ortiz. And we are all leveled up at 1 apiece. Huge hit from Chris Ortiz, the drive-in Ryan Severance. Now Garrett Bardo goes to work now with 1 on and 2 outs in the home first. Big hit there by Chris Ortiz. And this Rogue squad right now being aggressive. And a huge line drive down that left field line for Chris Ortiz is that statement hit that the Rogues need. Garrett Bardo stands in now for his first at-bat of the evening. Conversation between Lombardi and Oliver on the hill. That concludes, and we go back to work once again in the Rogue Valley. Game 1 of 3 between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues, all tied up at 1 apiece. Garrett Bardo picked up his first home run of the season on Sunday night in that 7-5 victory against the Fresno A's. Miles Oliver trying to sneak out of this inning with 2 outs and 1 on. First offering home, fastball hits it in the air. First pitch swinging, that ball is going to drop down for a hit. That ball is going to leave the yard. How about another home run for Garrett Bardo this season? A 2-run jack to right center. Medford takes the early lead 3-1 against Humboldt. Second home run for Garrett Bardo this season. And the Rogues offense is having fun in the Rogue Valley. Second one of the season for Garrett Bardo as Orlando Covarrubias stands in now. 3-1 is our score. Medford out in front, 3 runs on 3 hits so far. Orlando Covarrubias trying to keep this offense moving as Humboldt will have the infield play deep, shifting to the right. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 1. As the third baseman to Morris. It's way far away from the bag at third. The second baseman of Hurst Kornemitarov there. 1-0. Slider misses down and out. Ball 2. And there are a lot of guys on this Crab squad that are from Sacramento State. And I was talking to Orlando. I said, are you going to be hanging out with those guys this week, Brian? We have a job to do. Orlando pretty serious this series. 2-0 pitch, line drive into center field, charging into the center fielder Howard. That ball is going to drop for a hit. And Orlando Covarrubias gets aboard of a 2-out base knock to continue the frame. So 3 runs so far have come across the plate. Now Troy Osborne goes to work. You guys have been seeing the ball well so far this season. So Orlando Covarrubias at first base, 2 outs. 3-1 is our score. Medford leading against the Humboldt Crabs in the Rogue Valley. Game 1 of 3 between the Crabs and the Rogues. First of 6 meetings this season. First offering home. Fastball upstairs. Oliver trying to locate the strike zone. It's been a challenge to do so far. Lombardi had to jump out of the way, try to track that one down. A leap, actually. Trying to make the play. Try to keep the ball from going to the backstop. Miles Oliver a little bit shaken up. A little bit shook up, I should say. Lefty giving up a home run. A double and a pair of singles so far in this frame. 1-0 pitch, fastball, waving a miss, strike 1. 1-1 to the Rogues righty of Troy Osborne. Osborne averaging .363 at the dish in this 2025 season. Trying to bring in his friend and former college teammate Orlando Covarrubias. A throw over to first base, try to get the runner out of Covarrubias. Covarrubias gets back to the bag safely. One ball, 1 strike, runner goes. Fastball high and tight. The throw over to second base, and Covarrubias steals second base. And Medford's only 180 feet away from scoring. 2 balls and a strike to Troy Osborne. That was a big steal there. Going into the night, 149 stolen bases. 3 runs on 4 hits so far in this first frame for your Medford Rogues. Osborne ahead, 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 home. Fastball high and tight. Did Osborne get hit? I think he did get hit on the wrist. And now head coach Kevin Olmstead will jog over there to make sure he's okay. In the meantime, Robin Guyver will step out. And now Osborne is in a lot of pain right now. Athletic trainer for the Rogues will make sure he's okay. Now the athletic trainer for the Rogues making sure that Troy's okay. They're looking at his right wrist. Now the pitching coach for the Crabs will step out of the dugout to have a conversation with the starter, Miles Oliver. Not the start Oliver wanted in the Rogue Valley. Pair of singles, a home run, and a double so far tonight in this frame. 3-1 is our score. As Troy Osborne's getting checked on with his wrist. And actually, Troy Osborne's going to go over to first base. So on that hit by pitch, Troy Osborne will stay in the game, putting runners at first and second. 2 on and 2 outs. Jordan Marion climbs into the box for his first trip of the evening.
From UC Santa Barbara, Jordan Marion.
So right now, this Rogue squad offense, so he's striking while the iron's hot. 3 runs on 4 hits so far. And you heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about that on our one-on-one conversation, that he was relieved that the Rogues offense woke up early in that weekend series against the Fresno A's. Found ways to attack early and keep the lead in their favor, as now as home plate umpire Chris Bevan will say that's a balk call on Oliver. So this is a disastrous inning for the starter for the Humboldt Crabs. A balk call, pair of singles, a double, a home run, and a hit by pitch, and now a balk call on the starter. Not the start Oliver wanted tonight in the Rogue Valley. First pitch home, fastball misses inside of ball 1. Jordan Marion at the dish in this 2025 campaign, averaging .408, the future gaucho of UC Santa Barbara. I know that the last time we talked during that weekend series against the Fresno A's, Jordan's family was listening to the game at the beach. How about that? 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball up and out, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the righty of Jordan Marion. Wind's not blowing into right field. It's blowing into right field, not into left field like we normally see. 2-0. Fastball lasers in on the inside third, strike 1, says home plate umpire Chris Bevan. Covarrubias at third base. Osborne at second. They're there because of a balk call on the starter for the Crabs of Miles Oliver. Stars and stripes blowing 5 to 10 miles per hour. Line drive into left field. Base hit. 1 runs in. RBI single off the bat of Jordan Marion, and that's a 4 spot in the frame for the Rogues.
Now batting the third baseman from Medford and the University.
4-1 at Medford out in front. As now the 9-hole hitter, Frankie Retigliano, goes to work now, all of 2 outs. Medford striking while the iron's hot, game 1 of this 3-game series. So a single, RBI double, a home run, a single, a hit by pitch, and now an RBI single puts runners on the corners, 2 outs. As the righty of Frankie Retigliano stands in, first pitch on the way, finds it inside third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the third baseman of Frankie Retigliano. Retigliano, a guy who usually plays at short, occupying third base tonight, behind no balls and a strike. Throw to first base, high throw, almost lost by the first baseman Mitroff. Jordan Marion at first base. Troy Osborne at third. Runners on the corners. 4-1 is our score. Bottom of 1. Strike 1 pitch, grounded right side, slow roller. Hurst will pick it up. He'll bobble it, throw over to first base, and the throw is going to be in time for out number 3. But it's a productive inning for your Medford Rogues. 4 runs across the plate on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. No errors committed by the Crabs, and 2 left on, as it is Troy Osborne at third base and Jordan Marion at first. It's a 4-1 lead for your Medford Rogues against the Humboldt Crabs. On to the second we go in the Rogue Valley. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
At Medford out in front against the Humboldt Crabs. We head to the second inning at Harry and David Field as Liam Forsythe leads off the frame, followed by Tate Meteroff and at Nico Lombardi as Dylan Finelli's on the hill pitching for his second inning on the hill. No strikeouts so far. Giving up one hit and one run so far and an error, but Dylan Finelli right now looking pretty strong on the hill. First pitch from the righty. Fastball, wave it a miss, strike one. You don't normally see that fastball from Dylan Finelli, but when he brings it out, he's able to find ways to impress people with that. Head, no balls and a strike. Right-handed batter Liam Forsythe at the dish. No balls and a strike. Off speed, wave and a miss, strike two. Finelli pulling the string on that, and he's in charge, no balls and two strikes. Forsythe, the utility player out of Southeast Missouri University, averaging .294 in Pacific Empire League play in this 2025 summer season. Guy who grew up in Hayward, California. That's in the Bay Area. Right against right. Finelli sets, and the 0-2 home. Fastball, and that is going to miss outside, says the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. 1-2 to the righty. Liam Forsythe as Tate Meteroff waits on deck for the Humboldt Crabs. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues. Stars and Stripes blowing into right field. And the 1-2 pitch. 1-2, curveball, line drive foul. Down that left field line out of play. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes, Liam Forsythe. Forsythe is a JUCO transfer, played for Chabot College in the Bay Area. Forsythe still behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Finelli sets, and the 1-2 home. 1-2 fastball, slow roller up the middle, going to his right is going to be Rivas. The throw over to first base, and the throw is in time. Sammy Rivas with a great play at second base, 4-3 for the first out of the frame. And a good job there by Rivas to track that one down for the first out of the frame as Tate Meteroff goes to work. 1 out, and the base is empty. Top half of the second inning, 4-1 Medford leading against the Humboldt Crabs. Game 1 of this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. Dylan Finelli starting to settle in on the hill tonight. I know his family's listening from coast to coast. First offering home fastball, line drive in the left field. That's going to drop for a hit. And the first pitch Tate Meteroff sees, he gets aboard of a 1-out knock. That is the second hit of the evening for the Crabs.
Now batting catcher Nico Lombardi.
So Nico Lombardi stands in now for his first at-bat of the evening. 1 on, 1 out. You definitely know Ryan Severance and Sammy Rivas are thinking of turning 2. Blue skies overhead. Cotton candy clouds just beyond center field. First offering home. Fastball. That is going to miss outside, ball 1. And a very interesting strike zone so far by Chris Bevan. If you're Dylan Finelli, where do you go now? You got to probably go down and out to make the righty of Lombardi chase. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball misses down and out, ball 2. Michael Perazzo waits on deck for the Humboldt Crabs. Garrett Bartle holding the runner at first base. Two balls, no strikes. Finelli sets, and the pitch, 2-0 curveball. Misses inside, ball 3. So it feels like the outside corner is not going to be called as much as we've seen so far this evening, or this season rather. Right-handed batter, Nico Lombardi ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Meter off at first base. Finelli climbs back on the rubber once again. Time taken by Lombardi. He adjusts the batting gloves. Wind still blowing softly to right field. Meter off at first base. Lombardi at the dish. 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball finds that inside third, strike 1. And the king of the off-speed, Dylan Finelli, trying to use that off-speed on the catcher of Nico Lombardi. Ball starting to carry a little bit better in this part of the season. 3 balls and a strike. Finelli sets, and the 3-1. Fastball fouled off. Strike 2, and the count feels 3 balls and 2 strikes. Great battle between Lombardi and Dylan Finelli. Dylan Finelli did have a start against the Crabs way back in the day when he was playing for the San Francisco Seals. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lombardi trying to get aboard. Dylan Finelli trying to dance his way to a strikeout. 3-2. Fastball, and that is going to miss outside, ball 4. And Nico Lombardi's going to get aboard of a walk. That puts runners at first and second, 1 out. 4-1 Medford leading as Michael Perazzo gets into the box for his first appearance of the evening in the 9 spot, all with 1 out. Humboldt trying to cook after giving up 4 runs in the first frame. Nobody really warming up in that Crabs bullpen on that right field line. First pitch, squares for a bunt, gets it down that third base side, picked up by Finelli. Finelli will throw it over to first, and the throw is accurate for out number 2. So the sack bunt will move the runners of Mitroff and Lombardi over to third and second base. And now the Crabs have been in this situation before. But they got a runner across the plate with an RBI single, so a sack bunt will move the runners over as Keenan Morris goes to work now. 2 on and 2 outs, 4-1 Medford leading against the Humboldt Crabs. Left-handed batter Keenan Morris reached on air in his first AB. Stars and Stripes starting to pick up a bit, blowing into right field. Now infield playing deep, first pitch on the way. Fastball misses down, ball 1. Keenan Morris, a guy who grew up in Eureka. Guy who grew up probably actually 326 this summer in Pacific Empire League play. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball misses outside, ball 2. In Crabs baseball, it's kind of like what we see in Medford. It's a livelihood. People go to the games for probably 20 years, it feels like. Probably one of their greatest fans. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch home. Off speed, misses inside, ball 3. Tamara, one of the biggest Crabs fans at the Arcata Ballpark. We'll see her in a couple of weeks. But also, one of the biggest fans of the Crabs, Tracy's listening tonight on the Rogue Streaming Network. 2 on, 2 outs. Mitroff at third, Lombardi at second base. 3 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 3-0, fastball, dots the outside corner, strike 1. 3 balls and a strike to the lefty of Keenan Morris as the center fielder Tyler Howard waits on deck. Now the sun's starting to make its appearance. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark. 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch home. 3-1 fastball, grounded right side. That will be picked up. It won't be picked up by Sammy Rivas. 2 runs are going to score. RBI single that drives in 2 from Keenan Morris. Makes it a 1-run game, 4-3 Medford leading. So Morris reaches on base for the second time tonight. He drives in 2. So a 2-run single. Brings up the righty of Tyler Howard. 0 for 1 so far tonight. All of 2 outs. You think about how this team's been playing so far. The Rogues have been able to respond from adversity. Now the Stars and Stripes still blowing strongly to right field. The throw over to first base, and the tag will not be in time. Keaton Morris still at first base. Tyler Howard at the dish. That first pitch was a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Tyler Howard. Cameron Sewell waits on deck for the Humboldt Crabs. Game 1 of 3 between the Crabs and the Rogues. Dylan Finelli sets in the 0-1. Breaking ball is going to miss upstairs. Ball 1. And the Rogues fans and the Crabs fans not happy about the strike zone dictated by Chris Bevan. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Fastball misses down and out, ball 2. If you're Dylan Finelli, you have to find out what's working. You can't really pitch to the outer third against right-handed batters. How about go inside? Because Chris Bevins has been calling strikes on that inside third a lot so far this evening. 2-1 pitch, fisted foul down that first base side, strike 2. The count runs full, 2 balls, and the count goes even rather. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs and 1 on. Tyler Howard at the dish. We are in the second inning, 4-3, Medford leading. This is a big at-bat right now for Dylan Finelli, trying to dance his way out of the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Finelli checks on Morris, the 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside of ball 3. And it feels like Chris Bevan's not calling anything on the outside third. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan Finelli trying to sneak out of this frame. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home runner goes. Off speed, hits it in the air. That is going to go into right field. Tracking it down is Orlando Covarrubias, and that ball is going to leave the yard. Tyler Howard with a 2-run jack, and the Crabs take the lead away. So 4 runs come across the plate so far in this frame. A 2-run jack from Tyler Howard. And the Crabs lead 5-4 against your Medford Rogues.
Now batting the K-batter, left fielder.
Pair of home runs that landed in the same spot. Dylan Finelli trying to sneak out of the frame. Not the evening for these starting pitchers. It's been all offense so far in this first game of the series. First pitch on the way, fastball. That is a strike, no balls and 1 strike. Dylan Finelli is a guy who has a lot of composure on the hill. 0-1 pitch, misses downstairs, ball 1. Just trying to find that positive. Trying to sneak out of the frame as the young man from Medford, Cameron Sewell, stands in the 1-1. Fastball misses outside of ball 2. He lined out for his first AB of the night. It's a big air tanker that's flying in. Two balls and a strike from Dylan. 2-1, fastball fouled off down that third base side, strike 2. Count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This left fielder, Cameron Sewell. Right fielder of Adam Enyart waits on deck for the Crabs. This is a big at-bat right now for Dylan Finelli to salvage the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Finelli sets, and the 2-2 home. Fastball, wave and a miss, got a piece of it. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the infield starting to shift to the right. 2-2. Fastball, and that is strike 3 called on the outside third, and the inning is over. So 4 runs come across the plate on 1, 2, 3 hits. No errors, and nobody left. As it is a 1-run lead for the Humboldt Crabs. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2 right after this. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Humboldt 5, Medford 4 as we go to the bottom half of inning number 2 at Harry and David Field. Brian Welch back with you as it is 1, 2, and 3 due up for you Medford Rogues to Sammy Rivas, Ryan Severns, and Johnny Alley. Yeah, Sammy Rivas leads off the frame. First pitch off speed misses outside, ball 1. And the starter of Miles Oliver goes back out for his second inning on the hill, an eventful first inning. 4 runs across the plate for you Medford Rogues, and then the Crabs answered back with 4 of their own. Top half of inning number 2, 1-0 pitch. Fastball, line drive, that's going to go right to the shortstop of Perazzo's glove. And Rivas lines out for the first out of the frame. 1 out and the base is empty as Ryan Severns climbs in the box. 5-4 Humboldt leading against your Medford Rogues. Severns 1 for 1 so far tonight. And right now this is our Rogue squad trying to keep the offense moving. 4 runs across the plate in that first frame. 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error so far. Right-handed batter of Ryan Severns climbs in for his second at-bat of the evening. First pitch, fastball, misses downstairs and in, ball 1. Severns singled and scored in his first AB. Trying to keep this offense moving for the Rogues. The Rogues have scored in spurts in the last week. 1-0 pitch, fastball, misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the righty of Ryan Severns. Two balls, no strikes. Fastball down and in, ball 3. Severns ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Ryan Severns trying to work a walk in his second AB. 3 balls, no strikes. Oliver sets and the pitch. 3-0 pitch, fastball, misses outside, ball 4, and Ryan Severns gets aboard with a 1-out walk. His second time getting aboard this evening. 1 on and 1 out as the center fielder Johnny Alley goes to work now. Johnny trying to keep this offense moving. 0 for 1 so far this evening. 5-4 Humboldt out in front, bottom of 2. Left-handed batter Johnny Alley trying to cook offensively. Third baseman Morris starting to creep in onto the grass, almost about to be on the grass at third base. First pitch home. Fastball popped up in the air. Right field tracking it down is the right fielder of Enyart. Loses his hat, but the center fielder Howard loses his hat, and on the run he makes the grab for out number 2. So Johnny Alley flies out for the second out of the frame. So with 2 outs and 1 on, the catcher of Chris Ortiz stands in for his second at-bat of the evening. 1 for 1 so far tonight. RBI double. And scored a run in his first AB. He was actually a part of that 2-run jack from Garrett Bardo. So the right-handed batter of Chris Ortiz stands in the first throw over to first base. Is going to be not in time. Ryan Severance at first base still. I think it's starting to smell a little bit of that wildfire smoke. Fire going on just south of Medford. First pitch on the way. Fastball lasers in on that inside corner. Strike one. Chris Ortiz, RBI double in the first. Drove Ryan Severance. First base and Mitarov holding the runner at first base. First pitch. Fastball. Cute. Actually, the strike one pitch rather. Cute foul to the screen. Strike two. Actually, my apologies. No balls and one strike. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. Fastball lifted in the air down that first base side out of play. Strike two. No balls and two strikes. The catcher, Chris Ortiz, as Garrett Bardo waits on deck. That's going to be an 0-2. Line drive right to the shortstop of Perazo, and Chris Ortiz ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left, as it is Ryan Severance at first base. We go to the third right after this. 5-4, Humboldt leading against your Medford Rogues. We'll be right back after this Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We've played two in the Rogue Valley as we go to the top half of inning number 3 at Harry and David Field. A 5-4 Humboldt leading against your Medford Rogues as the right fielder of Adam Yenyart leads off the frame, followed by the catcher, followed by the second baseman of Houston Hirschkorn, and the DH man Liam Forsythe as Dylan Finelli begins his third inning on the hill for your Medford Rogues. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley, and I can smell a little bit of the bullpen grill, grilling up some hot dogs and some hamburgers. First offering home. Fastball, line drive down that left field line. That's going to be for a hit. Enyart's going to round first base. He's going to go towards second, and Enyart's going to coast into second base, and he'll drop the tail hook. Enyart gets aboard with a leadoff stand-up double to begin the third. So a double off the bat of Enyart brings up the second baseman of Houston Hirschkorn. Hirschkorn 0 for 3 so far tonight. 5-4, Humboldt out in front. 5 runs on 5 hits so far for the Humboldt Crabs. Hirschkorn 0 for 1 so far tonight. Young man who grew up in the San Joaquin Valley of California. First offering home. Fastball misses down and in, ball 1. Hirschkorn grounded out to short back in the first. Hirschkorn, who grew up in Kingsburg, California. That's actually around 30 minutes away from Fresno. But also the Hirschkorn family is pretty big in baseball. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball, chopper right side. Tracking it down is going to be Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo cannot make the play. as nobody was at first base, so Hirschkorn's going to reach on an infield single, putting runners on the corners. So now runners at first and third now, no outs. So that'll be officially an infield single.
Designated hitter Liam Forsythe.
So a miscommunication puts runners on the corners for the Crabs. Liam Forsythe goes to work 0 for 1 so far tonight. He stands in for his second AB. 5-4, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. A high-scoring affair so far in the early going in this one. Top of 3. Right against right as Liam Forsythe trying to cook offensively. Enyart at third base. Hirschkorn at first. First offer at home. Fastball, chopper. That will be a fair ball. Dylan Finelli picks it up to throw over to first base, and the throw is not going to be in time. Forsythe gets aboard of an infield single. So that loads the bases. So a stand-up double, a single, and a single. Loads the bases with no outs in the third, and that will usher a communication of everybody on the hill, a conversation everybody in the infield and the starting pitcher of Dylan Finelli and at Chris Ortiz. This pause the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Crabs covering all the bags. The top half of inning number 3, 5-4 is our score. Humboldt out in front. Game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Medford looking for that first out of the inning. Rogues tacked on 4 runs in the first frame, and then the Crabs answered back with 4 runs of their own. A 2-run jack from Tyler Howard, a single and a walk and a RBI single. That was the offense for the Crabs in the second inning, so a pair of hits so far. First pitch on the way, slider cut on and missed strike 1 to the first baseman of Tate Meteroff. 1 for 1 so far. Singled in his first at-bat and scored. Right-handed batter trying to cook offensively. Enyart at third, Hirschkorn at second, Forsythe at first base. Finelli ahead, no balls and a strike, and now that is going to be a balk call on Dylan Finelli. So everybody will move around the bases. Second balk call of the evening, first one for the Rogues. So Enyart will score from third, Hirschkorn to third base, Forsythe to second, Meteroff to first. So now ball gets away from Chris Ortiz, running from third base is Hirschkorn. He's going to score standing up. So 2-run score. 1 off the block and 1 off the pass ball makes it a 7-4 lead for Humboldt. Not the start that the Rogues envisioned so far in game 1 of this 3-game series. And Chris Bevan has had a very interesting strike zone so far tonight, but also a couple of balk calls. Don't really see a balk call. But 2, 1 for each team. No outs and a runner at third base, as that is Liam Forsythe. 1-1. Fastball is going to find that inside corner, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tate Meteroff. Nico Lombardi waits on deck for the Humboldt Crabs. 7-4 is our score. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 1-2, misses down and out, ball 2. And now Dylan Finelli has to settle down a little bit. You're good, Dylan. You know you have to, hey, you definitely know Dylan's a very passionate player. Keeps his calm and composure, but guy trying to sneak out of this inning, trying to get that first out recorded. 2-2. Curveball pops it up in the air, shallow left center field, tracking it down as Ryan Severns. He makes the grab, tagging from third is Forsythe, but he'll stay over at third base. Good job there, as that is the first out recorded in the frame. 1 on and 1 out at third base as the catcher Nico Lombardi goes to work now.
Now batting catcher Nico Lombardi.
Worked a walk in his first at-bat, back in the second. He's worked a walk and scored. Now this is a big inning right now as the infield closes in for your Medford Rogues. 7-4, Humboldt out in front. Dylan Finelli sets. And the pitch home. Fastball is going to find the inside third, strike 1, and the batter Lombardi just looks right on that. You've not called that a strike yet. So this has been a very interesting zone so far. That strike zone is very, probably 2 or 3 paces inside than you normally see at the strike zone. Strike one pitch, misses down and out, ball one. We've seen so far tonight, if a pitcher, either Dylan Finelli or Miles Oliver, is on the hill, if they pitch outside or pitch on that outer third, it's called a ball. Ones are wild. 1-1, misses down and out, ball two. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Nico Lombardi. Lombardi out of Cal State Fullerton. 2 balls, 1 strike. Forsythe at third base, and the 2-1 home. 2-1 bounces downstairs, ball 3. 3-1 to the catcher of Nico Lombardi as Michael Peraza waits on deck. Infield still closed in for your Medford Rogues. It's been a disastrous inning so far. Trying to turn a negative into a positive. 3-1. Hits him on the head, and Lombardi will take his base. Now head coach Kevin Olmstead will step out of the dugout now. Robin Guyver makes sure that the catcher of Nico Lombardi is okay. Now Kevin Olmstead, swift walk to the hill, and he takes the ball away from Dylan Finelli, and we will have a new pitcher. We'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. Runners on the corners, 1 out, 7-4, Humboldt leading Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college, know your role.
you can be a player,
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
New pitcher for your Medford Rogues, as it is Caden Meltzer in relief of Dylan Finelli. And this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Final line score for Dylan Finelli, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 7 runs, 1 error, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout to his credit. So Dylan Finelli goes back to the dugout. Caden Meltzer getting his warm-up tosses in now. Earned run average of 1 on this 2025 campaign. 6 appearances so far, 9 innings pitched, and has over 10 strikeouts to his credit so far in this 2025 summer season. So Caden Meltzer will inherit runners at first and third. 7-4 is our score. Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues as we are on the top of 3. Caden Meltzer, the young man from Oregon Tech, gets another relief appearance. And this has been a very interesting evening so far for your Medford Rogues. 1 run given up in the first, 4 runs in the second, 2 runs currently in the third. So Meltzer will go to work now as the first batter he will see is the shortstop of Michael Peraza. Peraza stands in for his second AB of the evening. Runners on the corners, 1 out. The Rogues can still sneak out of this inning with a double play. You definitely know Ryan Severance and Sammy Rivas are thinking of that right now. The left-handed batter, Michael Peraza, goes to work. Sacked bunt, that moved the runners a meter off, and Lombardi over to second and third. Back in the second, as he stands in, the lefty battles the righty of Caden Meltzer on this Tuesday evening. First pitch on the way is a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the shortstop of Michael Peraza. Peraza, an infielder from Sacramento State, averaging 161 for the Crabs in Pacific Empire League action in this 2025 campaign. Forsythe at third base, Lombardi at first. 0-1 pitch, cued foul. And they're going to say foul. That was pass ball, and the ball gets away from the catcher by Melzer, so a run will score. So is that a pass ball? What's going on here? So it was a pass ball that will drive in the run. Forsythe comes in from third. Some craziness already at the ball yard. Makes it an 8-4 lead for the Humboldt Crabs. Game 1 of this 3-game series. No balls and 2 strikes. Caden Meltzer sets. Checks on the runner of Lombardi at second base. And the pitch, 0-2, grounded right side. Rivas will go to his right, makes the stab to throw over to first in time for out number 2. 4-3 on the ground out. That moves Lombardi over from second to third. As we head back to the top of the order of Keaton Morris. 1 for 1 so far for an error.
Now batting third baseman Keenan Morris.
Eight 4. Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Blue skies overhead with a kind of candy clouds off in the distance. First pitch, line drive, foul down that first base side, ride the line. 0-1. Morris RBI single in the second. Drove in a run. Trying to keep this offense moving. The left-handed batter trying to find some offense once again for the Crabs. Caden Melzer trying to slow him down. No balls and a strike. Fastball misses downstairs. Ball 1. So it's Caden versus Keenan. Keenan Morris versus Caden Melzer. Pair of M's battling it out. Wind still blowing into right field. We are in the third. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball lasers in on the inside corner, strike 2. Good location there by Melzer. Just trying to settle down and try to throw strikes. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about that last week. Throw strikes and you'll win ball games. Infield playing deep for you, Medford Rogues. Melzer ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball fouled off to that left side. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Keenan Morris as Tyler Howard waits on deck. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, fastball, misses down and in below the knees. 2-2 to the third baseman, Keenan Morris. Morris this spring averaged .442 at the dish. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lombardi at third base. The righty's 2-2. Fastball hits it in the air. Center field going to his left is Johnny Alley. Stops. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the side is retired. 3 runs come across the plate on 3 hits. No errors. And 1 left as it is Nico Lombardi over at third base. We'll go to the home half of inning number 3 right after this. Humboldt 8, Medford 4, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members,
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. 8-4 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Game 1 of this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. As it is still Miles Oliver on the hill pitching for the Humboldt Crabs. As Garrett Bardo leads off the frame, followed by Orlando Covarrubias and Troy Osborne. 4 runs on 5 hits so far this evening. As Garrett Bardo leads off the home third, homered in his first AB back in the first. Rogues trying to play some catch-up as they trail by 8-4 against the Humboldt Crabs. Miles Oliver, the tall lefty, delivers the first pitch. Curveball misses up and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Garrett Bardo. 1 for 1 so far tonight. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball, dots the outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the first baseman of Garrett Bardo. One ball and a strike. Breaking ball finds the outer third, strike 2. Bardo behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garrett averaging .316 at the dish. Behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oliver sets and the lefty's 1-2. Fastball up and out, 2-2. Covarrubias waits on deck for Medford. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 from the lefty. 2-2 fastball misses outside, ball 3. Catcher of Lombardi had to do an acrobatic grab to make sure that ball didn't go to the backstop. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the first baseman with Garrett Bardo. Bardo, a guy who grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, currently in the transfer portal, previously at Sonoma State. 3-2 to Bardo. 3-2, taps it in the air, foul down that first base side. Where we rack it again, still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Two home runs so far for Garrett Bardo. 1 home run tonight, 1 home run on Sunday. Everyone's looking to the sky because there's a big airplane about to fly over. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 3-2, taps it in the air, foul down that first base side. Is actually a C-130, one of those air tankers fighting the fire. About to land at the Medford Airport. That's flying from right field to center field. Wind started to pick up a little bit, was at its normal place, the 3-2. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 3, and Garrett Bardo gets a leadoff walk to begin the frame. Garrett Bardo over at first base. The right fielder of Orlando Covarrubias stands in for his second trip of the evening. 1 on, no outs. 8-4 Humboldt leading game 1 of this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. Orlando Covarrubias singled in his first at-bat and scored. This has been the part of the lineup that's been finding ways to get runners across the plate, as of what we saw in that first. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and in, ball 1. Garrett Bardo over at first base. Made her off, holding the runner. Holding his counterpart, actually.
Everybody clap your hands.
It's now a conversation between Miles Oliver and the catcher of Lombardi. Continues as we are brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com. Come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill, locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. This is a big at-bat now for Orlando Covarrubias. 1 for 1 so far tonight. Trying to find that offense. That was productive in the first. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner goes. Actually, the runner does not go. Tracking it down is Lombardi after the ball was popped up, and Lombardi makes the snag for out number 1. So Covarrubias pops out for the first out of the frame as the left fielder of Troy Osborne stands in now for his second at-bat of the evening. 1 on and 1 out. 8-4 Humboldt leading against your Medford Rogues, game 1 of this 3-game series. It's a big at-bat right now. We keep talking about it. That's a big at-bat, but when you're trailing by 4, every at-bat is crucial. Miles Oliver checks on the runner of Garrett Bardo over at first base, meter off. That's going to be a throw over to second base, and the tag is going to be in time for out number 2.
Elliott from the patio, head over to the
So Garrett Bardo tagged out at second base. Caught stealing. 2 outs and the base is empty now. Troy Osborne trying to keep this offense moving. But Troy Osborne, a guy who was hit by a pitch in the first, got the third base, but left stranded there. First offering. Fastball misses down and in, ball 1. Osborne this season has been on a hot streak as of late in the last 9 games, averaging .363 at the dish. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch, fastball finds the inside third, strike 1. And if you are watching the broadcast right now, you definitely tell that strike zone's definitely moving a little bit. 2 balls and a strike now, says the home plate umpire Chris Bevan. 2 balls and a 1 strike. 2-1, hits it in the air, right center field. Going to his right is Enyart, the right fielder. He makes the grab for out number 3, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 4th right after this. 8-4, Humboldt leading against your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
We head to the 4th inning at Harry and David Field. 8-4 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues as Tyler Howard leads off the frame, followed by Cameron Sewell and Adam Enyart. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the Humboldt Crabs order as Caden Meltzer begins his first full inning on the hill. First pitch home for the righty. Fastball grounded up the middle, and that is going to go for a hit, and Tyler Howard gets aboard with a leadoff single on the first pitch he sees. So Howard picks up his second hit this evening. 1 on, no outs as Cam Sewell goes to work. 0 for 2 so far as a return to the Rogue Valley, the young man who grew up in Medford. Lefty stands in now for his third at-bat of the evening. 0 for 2 so far, a line out, and he struck out in his second at-bat. And also tonight, he's the K-batter. First pitch. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, strike 1, and that's actually kind of refreshing to see the strike being called on the outer third. Because earlier tonight, the strike zone was very shifted. If you remember, the outer third was not called as much by home plate umpire Chris Bevan. No balls and a strike. Melzer sets, and the 0-1. 0-1 breaking ball finds the outside corner, strike 2. And now Caden Meltzer's in charge, no balls and 2 strikes. Howard at first base, Enyart waiting on deck. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch from the righty. 0-2, fastball, misses outside, 1-2. To the lefty of Cameron Sewell. Sewell averaging .432 in Pacific Empire League action. Had 40 starts for the Hornets of Sacramento State this spring. 1-2 to the lefty. Fastball, line drive into right field. Tracking it out of score. Berubis makes a sliding grab. Did he haul it in? And did they say he did not? Was that a hit? And he said it was an out. So it'll be a double play now. Head coach Robin Guyver steps out of the dugout. So is that a double play? I guess it is a double play. Now Guyver will have a conversation with the first base umpire of Alex Chavez. So what is going on here? So now that will be a double play, so a 9-3 double play. Have 2 outs now.
Now batting right fielder Adam Enyart.
So Adam Enyart goes to work now. So a 9-3 double play. You don't see that very often. Caden Meltzer almost tripped on the hill. First pitch to the righty of Enyart. First pitch. Fastball, chopper up the middle, going to his right as Sammy Rivas makes the stab to throw over to first base, and the throw is not going to get in time as that ball escapes away from Garrett Bardo. And Adam Enyart reaches on an error, the second error of the evening. Instead of an E5, or an E5 rather, it's an E4. They're going to say that's a hit, actually. Interesting. So Enyart reaches on a single of 2 outs in the frame. And second baseman of Houston Hirschkorn goes to work. Hirschkorn 1 for 2 so far, singled in his second at bat and scored. Grounded out to short in the first. 1 for 2 so far tonight, 8-4, Humboldt out in front. We are in the 4th inning, game 1 of this 3-game series. Wind blowing strongly in the ballpark. First pitch, fastball misses down and out, ball 1. Hirschkorn, a guy who is going to UC Davis, averaging .314 at the dish in this summer season when it's Pacific Empire League action, 11 hits. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball misses outside throw to first base, and the tag is not going to be in time, says the first base umpire of Alex Chavez, and head coach Kevin Olmstead storms out of the dugout, and time's called, and head coach Kevin Olmstead's going to have a conversation. So this is not the first conversation we've seen so far this evening by both head coaches. So now head coach Kevin Olmstead having a conversation with the first base umpire of Alex Chavez. Robin Guyver had a conversation as well earlier in this frame. And now that will be the appeal, and Kevin Olmstead loses that one. And Kevin Olmstead is pretty heated so far as he swiftly walks back to that third base dugout. 2 balls and no strikes to the second baseman of Houston Hirschkorn. 1 on, 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes. Mills are behind, and the 2-0 home. 2-0, fastball, wave and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch there to make Hirschkorn chase. They're going to say 1 ball and 2 strikes now. And this has been a very crazy game so far. The strike zone has been a whole nother story. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mills are set. And Yard at first base. And the 1-2, fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3, and that is another, it'll be the first strikeout for Caden Meltzer. Second one this evening for this Medford Rogues pitching staff, and the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left as it is Enyart at first base. We'll go the home half of inning number 4 right after this. Humboldt 8, Medford 4, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Leads off the home a half of inning number 4 at Harry and David Field, as it is Jordan Marion followed by Frankie Ritigliano and Sammy Rivas. 8-9-1 due up for your Medford Rogues, as it is an 8-4 lead for the Humboldt Crabs. Game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field in the Rogue Valley. Brian Welch back with you. Glad to be a part of your Chick-fil-A Tuesday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues baseball. As that first pitch on the way, fastball misses outside, ball 1. Marion, RBI single back in the first. Left stranded over at first base, the 1-0. Curveball finds the upper third, strike 1. 1-1 to the righty of Jordan Marion. Miles Oliver sets in the 1-1 home. 1-1, knuckled foul, screams over our heads. Strike 2. Jordan Marion, a guy who grew up in Southern California, actually went to school in San Juan Capistrano. Attended J. Serra, guy who's going to be going to UC Santa Barbara in the fall. And a batter, Jordan Marion, trying to provide some offense. 1-2. Fastball, high and tight, ball 2. 4 runs scored in that first frame, a home run, and a pair of singles, and a double. But since then, it's been crickets offensively for this Rogue squad. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 2-2, taps it in the air, and it will go foul to that right side. Still 2-2 to the 8-hole hitter, Jordan Marion. Big inning right now for your Medford Rogues, and you think about this, going into the night, 3rd place in Pacific Empire League play, for a record of 4-2. You got to find that footing they had before going into non-league play. 2-2, ground ball escapes off the first baseman's Minimeter off, picked up by the second baseman. Hurstcorn, the throw over to first base, and the throw is not in time. Jordan Marion reaches on an infield single to lead off the frame. Good hit there by Jordan Marion. It went on, rolled off the glove of the first, off the mitt, I should say, of the first baseman, Meter off. And Hurstcorn got the ball over to the pitcher of Oliver. But the speed of Jordan Marion has been fun to watch so far. Now Alex Chavez talking to Chris Bevan. What's going on here? And it's actually a fan climbing on the patio. 8-4, Humboldt out in front. We are in the 4th inning. Frankie Ritigliano stands in for his second at-bat. 0 for 1 so far tonight. First pitch home, squares for a bunt, gets it down that third base side. Oliver will try to pick it up, the throw over to first base, and the throw is not going to be in time. Bunt single off the bat of Frankie Ritigliano, 2 on, no outs. So a single and a bunt single brings up the top of the order guy, Sammy Rivas, 0 for 2 so far tonight. But right now, Medford finding ways to keep the offense moving. 8-4, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues, game 1 of this 3-game series. And you think about how this team's been playing so far. There is some activity in that Humboldt bullpen right now. Now Sammy Rivas, a guy who lined out and struck out, trying to pick up some offense. 2 on, no outs. First pitch, fastball, line drive into left field. That ball's going to go over the head of the left fielder of Sewell. Rounding third, racing towards home is going to be Jordan Marion. RBI double off the bat of Sammy Rivas. And the Rogues are only within 3. 8-5, Humboldt out in front, and the Medford Rogues get themselves back on the scoreboard. First run scored since the first. So a single, a bunt single, and an RBI double brings up Ryan Severance now. And now head coach Robin Guyver will take the ball away from the starter of Miles Oliver. New pitcher coming in. We'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. As it is 2 on and no outs, 8-5. Humboldt out in front. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
Or college. Know your role.
you can be a player,
You can be a coach.
You can be a spectator.
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to.
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Pitcher for the Humboldt Crabs, as it is Spencer Jacobs in relief for the starter Miles Oliver. This pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. As the starter Miles Oliver goes 3 innings strong, 8 hits, 5 runs, no errors, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. As he inherits runners at second and third, as it is Sammy Rivas at second base and Frankie Vitigliano at third base. As it is an 8-5 lead for the Humboldt Crabs, and the Rogues trying to claw themselves out of this deficit. Ryan Severance will try to do that. 1 for 1 so far off a walk, singled, and a walk so far tonight, trying to keep this offense moving. This offense has been fun to watch, and you think about this, the single off the bat of Jordan Marion, a bunt single off the bat of Frankie Vitigliano, and Sammy Rivas driving in Jordan Marion with that RBI double. Makes it only a 3-run game. 8-5, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues, game 1 of this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. Wind starting to blow into the ballpark. Once again, as usual, it was blowing into right field. Now it's starting to blow straight in now. Rivas at second base, Vitigliano at third. Ryan Severance trying to cook offensively. 1 for 1 so far for walk as Jacob steps off the hill, and he'll climb back on the rubber once again. First offering. Fastball misses outside, ball 1 to Ryan Severance. Severance this season averaging .384 at the dish. Trying to keep this offense moving. Rivas at second base, Vitigliano at third. 1-0. Fastball high and tight, ball 2. First baseman Amitarov on the grass at first base. Infield starting to shift a little bit to the left for the Crabs to adjust the right-handed batter of Ryan Severance. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch home. 2-0. Fastball misses down and out, ball 3. Severance is ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Johnny Alley waits on deck for your Medford Rogues. We are in the 4th inning. Still no outs. Three balls, no strikes. Jacob sets. 3-0 pitch. Fastball finds the upper third, strike 1. Ryan Severance thought that was ball 4. Climbs back in the box once again, ahead, 3 balls and a strike. Airplane starting to fly overhead. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch home. 3-1, that's going to be soft. That lined right to the shortstop of Perazo, and Perazo makes the play for the first out of the frame. So Severance lines out for the first out as Johnny Alley goes to work for his third at-bat of the evening. 0 for 2 so far. Flew out in the first and the second. Medford trying to cook offensively. 2 on, 1 out. 8-5 Humboldt leading against your Medford Rogues. Now the Stars and Stripes barely blowing in. First offering home. Fastball, line drive into left center. That ball is going to be caught by Cam Sewell. Cam Sewell mishandled it, actually. 1 run's going to score. So Sewell thought that he made the grab. But Johnny Alley gets aboard with an RBI single, his first hit of the evening, and he drives in Frankie Rutigliano. Sewell with a diving grab into left field. He could not make the play. So it's an 8-6 lead for Humboldt, and Medford starting to fight in game 1 of this 3-game series. So runners on the corners. 1 out. Chris Ortiz trying to cook offensively. 1 for 2 so far. RBI double in the first, cashed it in for a run. First pitch on the way, fastball high and tight, the throw over to first base, and Johnny Alley's hit by the throw. Johnny Alley trying to catch his breath. Head coach Kevin Olmstead making sure Johnny Alley's okay. Johnny puts his hands on top of his head to make sure he's okay, and he'll go back to work once again. Chris Ortiz, 1 for 2 so far tonight. Trying to keep this offense moving, that's the question. If you're Medford, you got to find ways to strike while the iron's hot, and this is a big at-bat right now. 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for your Medford Rogues. 1 ball, no strikes. So Rivas at second base. Johnny Alley at first base. Jacob sets. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch 2-0. Taps it in the air. Right field charging in his in yard. The right fielder makes the grab. Tagging from second base to third is Sammy Rivas, and he's going to slide into third base. And the tag will be applied late, so Rivas gets to third base, putting runners on the corners. So now runners on the corners, 2 outs. This has been a very entertaining game so far to kick off this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. Garrett Barno stands in now. Garrett Barno 1 for 1 so far tonight with a walk. 8-6 Humboldt out in front, bottom of 4. Alley at first base, Sammy Rivas at third base. Stars and Stripes blowing in, first pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Garrett Bardo homered in his first AB, walked in the third, caught stealing at second base. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnny Alley goes. Fastball misses outside. The throw over to second base, and the tag will not be applied in time. The throw over to the plate, and the tag is not going to be in time. Bang, bang play at the plate, and Sammy Rivas steals the plate. 3 runs so far have scored in this frame, and it's only a 1-run game. 8-7 Humboldt out in front. Chaos on the base paths created by Coach Chaos. And that is the actual record. We heard that from BG Gould as the Rogues have a season high and have a franchise high of stolen bases. First pitch on the way, the 2-0 pitch rather, finds the inside corner, strike 1. Cobarrubias waits on deck, 2 outs. 8-7 Humboldt out in front. What a wild game on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jacobs sets. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball, line drive right to the second baseman of Hurst Korn's glove, and he makes the play for out number 3. And the inning is over 3 runs come across the plate on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left as it is Johnny Alley over at second base. It's a 1-run game as we go to the 5th right after this. More from the Rogue Valley, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball!
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Crazy game to begin this 3-game series at Harry and David Field between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues, as it is an 8-7 lead for the Crabs on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network as Liam Forsythe leads off the frame, followed by Tate Meteroff and Nico Lombardi, as it is 6-7-8 due up for the Crabs. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Crabs so far tonight. 7 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for your Medford Rogues. As we go to work now, Caden Meltzer begins his second full inning on the hill. 1 strikeout so far. First pitch home, fastball dots that outside third, strike 1 to the righty of Liam Forsythe. 1 for 2 so far this evening, a ground out and reached on a triple. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch home. 0-1, fastball misses outside the ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Fastball grounded left side, picked up by Retigliano at third. The throw over to first base, and the throw will be not caught in time by Garrett Bardo. As is that going to be an error or an E? That will be an E5. So Forsythe gets aboard with a leadoff error. That's been the third play that's involved Garrett Bardo so far at first base tonight. 1 on, no outs as the first baseman Tate Meteroff goes to work for his third at-bat of the evening. 1 for 2 so far. Singled in his first AB. He flew out in the third. Stars and Stripes blowing in on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Top half inning number 5. First pitch, ball escapes away from Chris Ortiz. Will not make a throw over to second base. Forsythe still second. This has been a very frustrating game so far for your Medford Rogues. It feels like the Rogues go 1 step forward and then 2 steps back. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Tate Meteroff as Nico Lombardi waits on deck. Wind blowing into the ballpark on this Tuesday evening. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. 1-0, fastball hits it in the air, foul down that first base side, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of Tate Meteroff. One, 2, 1, 1. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 2. Meteroff's behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Forsythe at second base, only 180 feet away from scoring. One ball, 2 strikes. Melzer sets and the 1-2. Curveball, and that is strike 3 called on the breaking ball on the outside corner. And that is the second K for Caden Meltzer so far tonight in relief. 1 out and 1 on in the 5th. So now Nico Lombardi goes to work now.
Now batting the catcher, Nico
Walk and a
Lombardi.
hit by pitch so far tonight. Still trying to record his first hit on this series and this evening. 8-7 Humboldt out in front. High scoring affair so far. Two teams that want to take game one. Infield playing straight away, in deep. Outfield, that was the outfield. Infield playing deep as well. First pitch, fastball escapes away. The throw over to second base, and the throw is not going to be there in time as that ball just skipped right to Sammy Rivas. And Rivas had to make that play. If Rivas doesn't make that stab at it, that ball's into center field. And Forsythe's to third base, so a good job there by Sammy Rivas to be aware of that. 1 ball and no strikes to the catcher of Nico Lombardi. Melzer sets. Checks on the runner, Forsythe at second base, and the 1-0. Fastball, high and tight, ball 2. Lombardi walked in the second, cashed that in for a run. Hit by a pitch. Got to third base, left stranded there. Two balls, no strikes, Melzer sets. Forsythe over there at second base. Ground ball left side. Finger Tiglion gets the tag on for 1. The throw over to first base in time. Turn 2. 5-3 double play. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and 1 error.
Runs for Humboldt in the top of the 5th means
We go to the home half of inning number 5 right after this. Medford still in this one. It's still a 1-run ball game. Home half of inning number 5 we go. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
8-7 Humboldt as we go to the home half of inning number 5 at Harry and David Field. Brian Watch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. And Orlando Covarrubias leads off the frame, followed by Troy Osborne and Jordan Marion. 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors so far for your Medford Rogues. Medford trying to keep the offense moving. 3 runs scored in the 4th. Trying to keep the gas pedal pressed down. Orlando Covarrubias 1 for 2 so far tonight. Gets his 3rd at-bat on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Lights are turned on at Harry and David Field. Covarrubias leads off the frame. Sandra Jacobs' first pitch to the lefty of Covarrubias. Curveball misses outside as it escapes away from the catcher of Lombardi. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch home. 1-0, breaking ball, finds that outer third, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the lefty Orlando Covarrubias. Covarrubias 1 for 2 so far tonight, singled and popped out. 1-1, fastball, misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Covarrubias. Covarrubias this season averaging .233 at the dish. Had 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. Breaking ball finds the outer third, strike 2, and the count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Fastball finds the upper third for strike 3, and Covarrubias is frozen at the dish.
Now batting the left fielder from Grants Pass and the University of Portland, Troy Osborne.
One out and the base is empty, as it is Troy Osborne going to work for his third at-bat of the evening. 0 for 1 so far with a hit by pitch. 8-7 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues, game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. First pitch on the way. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, strike 1. Osborne flew out in his second at-bat to end the third inning. Strike 1 pitch, fouls it off down that third base side. Strike 2. Spencer Jacobs ahead, no balls and 2 strikes to the righty of Troy Osborne. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home. Downstairs, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. And he's hit by the pitch, so Troy Osborne is going to take his base. Second time he's been hit by a pitch so far this evening. So 1 out, hit by pitch, brings Osborne over to first base. Now Jordan Marion stands in for his third at-bat of the evening. 2 for 2 so far tonight. 1 out and 1 on. Marion trying to keep this offense moving. 4 runs in the first, 3 runs in the fourth. First offering home. Fastball high and tight, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Jordan Marion. Singled in the fourth, RBI single in the first. Trying to keep this offense moving. You definitely can feel the change of momentum right now. Trying to go in the hands of Medford. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball above the knees, ball 2. Marion this season averaging .408 at the dish. Lefty ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Osborne dancing around over at first base, meter off at first, ground ball right side, picked up, escapes away from the first base, meter off. He tries to get to the bag, and the tag is going to be in time. Not the tag, but he just tapped the bag for the second out of the frame. So Osborne moves over to second base in that craziness. Jordan Marion will ground out. 3 unassisted as Frankie Utigliano stands in now. 1 on, 2 outs. Medford only 180 feet away from scoring. 8-7 Humboldt out in front. Game 1 of this 3-game series. You think about how this team has been playing so far. It's been the seesaw of momentum so far. 4 runs in the first, 3 runs in the fourth. Trying to get another run across the plate in the home fifth. First pitch on the way, fastball, and that's inside, ball 1. Tigliano finished out the frame of a 5-3 double play. And right now, this Medford Rogue squad trying to keep this offense moving. You definitely can feel the offense has had its moments so far tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. Jacob sets and the pitch. 1-0, fastball, misses up and out, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the righty of Frankie Rutigliano. Osborne at second base, 2-0. Fastball hits it in the air, center field. Going back is the center fielder, Howard, and that ball is going to go right by him at the wall. 1 runs in, and Frankie Rutigliano, RBI double that drives in 1, and we are all tied up at 8 apiece. Another great hit. Frankie Rutigliano gets aboard of an RBI double, and we are all tied up at 8 apiece. That ball hit the wall. And now head coach Robin Guyver Checking that his center fielder of Howard's okay. We go back to work once again. Sammy Rivas stands in for his 4th at-bat of the evening, 1 for 3 so far. All tied up at 8 apiece. And what a game we've seen so far to kick off this series. Sammy Rivas climbs into the box, lined out, struck out. Doubled in the 4th, and that drove in a run. Wind blowing into right field, infield playing deep for the Humboldt Crabs. We are in the 5th inning, game 1 of this 3-game series. Jacobs over, delivers the pitch. Breaking ball finds the upper third, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Sammy Rivas. Sammy's been a great addition to this Medford Rogue squad, a guy who's going to San Joaquin Delta College, a guy that grew up in San Francisco. I know that his family's listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network. We back in his neck of the woods starting Tuesday night against the Healdsburg Prune Packers, 0-1. Breaking ball, misses upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. You definitely can feel that how this offense has had its moments so far. One. Fastball, high swing at it. He did go around on it, says the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of Sammy Rivas as Ryan Severns waits on deck. Runner goes, fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. 1 run comes across the plate on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left as it is. Frankie Rutigliano left on at second base. We have played 5 in the Rogue Valley, all tied up at 8 apiece, and it's only game 1 of this 3-game series. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We go to the top half of inning number 6 here in Medford, Oregon, as it is at 8, all tie between Humboldt and your Medford Rogues. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network, as it is 9-1-2 due up for the Humboldt Crabs, and Michael Perazzo, followed by Keaton Morris and Tyler Howard. As it is, Caden Melzer still on the hill pitching, a pair of strikeouts so far tonight. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we get you the leadoff man of Michael Perazzo. And the out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. West Coast Kings take down the Solano Mudcats at Solano College, 18-3. And currently in the top half of inning number 6 at McBean in Lincoln, it's Healdsburg leading by 1, 5-4 against the Lincoln Potters. First offering home from Caden Meltzer, fastball, hits it in the air, foul down that left field line, strike 1. Perazzo 0 for 2 so far tonight. Sack bunt and a ground out. Left-handed batter trying to keep this offense moving for the Humboldt Crabs. 1 run in the first, 4 runs in the second, 3 runs in the third. Since then, crickets offensively. Again, Meltzer coming in during the third inning to fan the flames of the Crabs offense. 1 ball and a strike. 1-1 misses outside, ball 2. And the out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. But Caden Meltzer right now has done a good job of settling the Crabs' bats down. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty. 2-1, grounded to the right side. Sammy Reeves taking on 1 hop, stabs at it. The throw to first is accurate for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground out as we go back to the top of the order with the third baseman of Keenan Morris. 1 for 2 so far for an error on this evening. 1 out and the base is empty, all tied up at 8 apiece. Game 1 of 3 between the Crabs and your Medford Rogues. First pitch, fastball, lasers in on the inside corner, strike 1. Morris reached on an error and scored in the first. RBI single and scored in the second. Flew out in the third. No balls and a strike. Fastball grounded left side, slow roller, picked up by Retigliano at third. The throw to first base is not going to be in time as the ball escapes away from Garrett Bardo. The 4th time that's happened tonight. So Keenan Morris reaches on an error. That will be an E5. And Garrett Bardo's been struggling over at first base because the ball has skipped, or has just been a slow roller.
50-50 ticket sales at the end of the 6th. So you got another
1 on and 1 out as the 2-hole hitter of Tyler Howard, the center fielder tonight. 1 for 2 so far tonight, or 2 for 3 tonight, I should say. Right-handed batter stands in for his 4th trip of the evening. All tied up at 8 apiece between Humboldt and Medford. First offering home, fastball, and that is going to miss outside, ball 1. Strike zone by Chris Bevan to settle down so far since the wildness of the first 2 innings. But Tyler Howard, 2-run jack in the second, singled in the 4th. Caught stealing at second base in the 4th. Flew out in the first as that 1-0 pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the center fielder of Tyler Howard as Cameron Sewell waits on deck. One. Fastball misses down and out, ball 2. Tyler Howard, the Aggie from UC Davis, averaging .313 at the dish in Pacific Empire League action. For the Aggies in the spring, averaged .302. Right-handed batter ahead, 2 balls and a strike. 1 on and 1 out as that is Keenan Morris at first base. Garrett Bardo holding the runner. 2-1 pitch, fastball hits it in the air. That is going to be knuckled into center field. Alley going back, trying to chase it down. That ball is going to land right by the Windermere real estate sign in right center. Rounding third, racing towards home is Morris, and he's going to score staying up. RBI triple off the bat of Tyler Howard. And the Crabs take the lead away 9-8 in game 1 of the series. So an RBI triple off the bat of Tyler Howard brings up the 3-hole hitter of Cameron Sewell. 0 for 3 so far tonight. 1 out and 1 on. You can definitely feel this game has been going back and forth. 2 teams that want to stay afloat in Pacific Empire League action. 2nd place versus 3rd place going into tonight. First pitch, fastball, and is going to miss downstairs. Ball 1. And you heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about this during the Rogues pregame show, talking about that this team has to feel like there's no tomorrow because every game has to feel like a playoff game as that 1-0 pitch breaking ball finds the inside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and a strike. The left fielder Cameron Sewell, a guy who grew up in this area, a lot of family members in attendance tonight, and also his former American Legion team is here tonight as well. Medford Mustangs in attendance tonight. They play here on Mondays, 1-1. Line drive into center field. That's going to drop for a hit. Howard's going to score from third base. And Cameron Sewell picks up his first hit of the weekend, or the week series of this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. His first hit of the evening. So back-to-back ribbies Brings up the right fielder of Adam Enyart in the cleanup spot. 1 out and 1 on, 10-8. Humboldt out in front. Almost 1 out. This Crab squad striking while the iron's hot. This is a team that took 1 from Healdsburg on the road at Rec Ballpark. Rogues will know the experience of Rec Ballpark next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. First pitch on the way, bouncing ball. Chris Ortiz has to track that down. The throw over to second base, and the throw gets into center field. Going from second base to third base is Sewell, and Sewell's going to stop at third base. So an error will be recorded. So a frustrated inning already. And there is some activity in that Medford Rogues bullpen now. 1 ball and no strikes with Cam Sewell over at third base. 10-8 is our score. One out. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike one. Ones are wild to the right footer of Adam Enyart. 3 for 3 so far tonight. RBI single, stand-up double, base hit. Pair of singles and a double so far tonight. Infield closing in. 1-1, fouled off behind the plate. Strike two, 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right footer of Adam Enyart. Trying to pick up his 4th hit tonight. Tough task right now. Infield closed in for your Medford Rogues. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Melzer sets, and the pitch, 1-2. Escapes away. A 360 by Chris Ortiz to track that one down. The count goes even, 2-2. Enyart, the Bakersfield native, went to Stockdale High School. Averaging .308 at the dish for the Crabs in Pacific Empire League action. Sewell at third base, only 90 feet away from scoring. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out and 1 on. And the pitch. 2-2 pitch, misses downstairs and out, ball 3, and the count runs full 3-2. You think about how this team's been playing so far. Back and forth affair. 18 runs have scored in total. Payoff pitch. 3-2 chopper. That's going to go right to Ryan Severance at short. The throw to first in time for out number 2. 6-3 on the ground out. That keeps Cameron Sewell over at third base. 1 on and 2 outs, as it is the second baseman of Houston Hirschkorn. Stand in for his 4th at-bat of the evening. 1 for 3 so far. Singled in the 3rd. Struck out in the 4th. Grounded out in the 1st. Young man from Kingsburg, California stands in, the righty, battling the righty of Caden Melzer. 10-8, Humboldt out in front. First pitch, grounded right side, right to Garrett Bardo. He'll take it to the square himself at first, and the side is retired. 2 runs come across the plate on 2 hits. 1 error committed by your Medford Rogues. Actually, 2 errors, I should say. And 1 left as it is. Cameron Sewell at third base. Go to the bottom half of inning number 6 right after this. 10-8, Humboldt out in front. Can Medford find a way to keep this offense moving? As it is going to be the top of the order due up for your Medford Rogues, and we come right back after this. More from the Rogue Valley, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college, know your role.
you can be a player,
You can be a coach.
You can be a spectator.
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Severance leads off the bottom of 6 at Harry and David Field. 10-8, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Game 1 of this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. First pitch on the way, wave and a miss, strike 1 to the 2-hole hitter of Ryan Severance. 2, 3, and 4 due up for your Medford Rogues are Ryan Severance, Johnny Alley, and Chris Ortiz. Severance so far tonight, 1 for 2 so far for walk. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and in. Gets away from the catcher of Lombardi. Ball 1. Severance singled in the first. Walked in the second. Lined out in the fourth. Young man, he'll be going to UC Santa Barbara in the fall. Waits for the 1-1 from Jacobs. 1-1. Fastball misses down and in. Ball 2. 2-1 to the righty of Ryan Severance. Lights are turned on at the ballpark. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 2-1. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 3. Severance ahead 3-1. Johnny Alley waits on deck for you Medford Rogues. Spencer Jacobs trying to get a 0 on the scoreboard. 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Grounded left side. Charging in as Morris, the third baseman. Gobbles it up. The throw over to first base, and the throw is going to be accurate for out number 1. 5-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frame. 1 out and the base is empty as Johnny Alley goes to work now. Alley 1 for 3 so far tonight. Flew out a pair of times in the first and the second. RBI single, left stranded over at second base in the fourth. 10-8, Humboldt out in front, bottom of 6. You got to find ways to keep this offense moving. It's been very sporadic with the offense tonight. First pitch swing, and that's going to be tomahawked foul down that first base side. Out of play, strike 1. And what I mean by sporadic, 4 runs in the first, scoreless in the second and the third, 3 runs in the fourth, 1 run in the fifth. Jacob sets, and the strike 1 pitch home. 0-1 fouled off down that left field line, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. The center fielder of Johnny Alley, a guy who's averaging 350 at the dish. Trying to find this offense once again. Infield playing deep except for the third baseman of Morris. He's near the grass at third. 0-2 pitch. That's going to be a bouncing ball. Tracking it down as Lombardi. The throw over to first base, and the throw is going to be in time. So Johnny Alley got a piece of it. So 2-3 on the ground out. 2 up and 2 down in the frame. As Chris Ortiz stands in, 2 outs and the base is empty. Medford trying to find some offense. 10-8, Humboldt out in front. And a high-scoring affair for Game 1 of this 3-game series. Humboldt scoring 4 times in the second, 3 times in the third, twice in the top of this inning. And Spencer Jacobs trying to keep the Rogues in check. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball finds the outside of corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the righty of Chris Ortiz. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. 0-1 misses inside. Ball 1 almost hits Chris Ortiz. 1 ball and 1 strike, base is empty. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, fastball, line drive into left center. That's going to drop down for a hit right by the Chick-fil-A sign. Rounding first, speeding towards second is Chris Ortiz. He drops the tail hook off at second base. A 2-out stand-up double off the bat of Chris Ortiz puts the Rogues only 180 feet away from scoring. Huge hit off the bat of Chris Ortiz, his second double of the night. Instead of an RBI double, it's a double. Chris Ortiz provides some offense for the Rogues. Wind blowing softly in the right field now. 10-8, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Game 1 of this 3-game series as the tall righty of Garrett Bardo stands in. 1 for 2 so far for walk. First pitch. Fastball finds the inside corner, strike 1. Bardo homered in his first AB. Walked in the third, tagged out, caught stealing at second base. Lined out to the second baseman of Hirschkorn in his last AB. 0-1, misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and a strike to Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo averaging .316 at the dish. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1 breaking ball, dots the inside corner, strike 2. And Bardo behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2. Fastball elevated, 2-2. Ortiz at second base. Covarrubias waits on deck. Bardo trying to continue the frame. Two and 2. Fastball misses down and out, ball 3, and the count runs full, 3-2. Big at-bat right now. We've been talking about big at-bats, but it feels like every time the Rogues get to the plate, they're either leading or trailing. Payoff. 3-2 line drive down that third base line. Rounding third, racing towards home is Chris Ortiz. He's going to score standing up. RBI single off the bat of Garrett Bardo. And the Rogues are only within 1. 10-9, Humboldt out in front. Second hit for Garrett Bardo tonight. And this Rogue squad right now offensively finding ways to keep themselves in the game. Orlando Covarrubias trying to continue the frame. 1 for 3 so far tonight. And Medford keeping the pedal to the metal offensively on a 2-strike, 2-out hit for Garrett Bardo. 2 outs and 1 on. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside of ball 1. Infield shifting to the right for the Crabs. Hirschkorn and Perazzo to the right. Lone third baseman of Morris. Close to the line at third. Now a meeting on the hill between the catcher of Lombardi and Spencer Jacobs. Orlando Covarrubias trying to keep this offense moving. 10-9, Humboldt out in front. Game 1 of this 3-game series in the Rogue Valley. Covarrubias has had big moments so far this season, trying to have another big moment once again. Bottom half of inning number 6. Garrett Bardo at first base. Bardo dancing around. 1-0, fastball, slapped foul down that first base side of the dugout of the Crabs. Ball 1. Covarrubias singled in the first, popped out in the third, struck out in the 5th. He's 1 for 3 so far tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, off speed, misses outside, ball 2. You think about how this team's going to have their moments so far tonight. If you're Covarrubias, how about an oppo hit, especially with how the infield's shifting to the right. 2-1. Fastball, chop foul down that first base side. Ball will land in the dugout of the Crabs. Strike 2. Now deuces wild at Covarrubias. Troy Osborne waits on deck. Lights are turned on at the ballpark. Just a beautiful evening overhead with the beautiful skies. Jacob steps off the hill. He'll climb back on the rubber once again. Garrett Bardo at first base. He's there because of an RBI single. Drove in Chris Ortiz. 2-2. Hits it in the air. Right field, tracking it down is Enyart. The right fielder trying to charge in, trying to make the grab. Loses the sunglasses, but makes the grab. And the inning is over. One run comes across the plate on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left as it is. Garrett Bardo over at first base. It's a 1-run game, 10-9, Humboldt out in front. We go to the 7th right after this. Get good one going in the Rogue Valley. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball!
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
New pitcher for your Medford Rogues, as it is Evan Oden in relief of Caden Meltzer. This pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Caden Meltzer goes 3 2/3 innings pitched on the hill, pair of strikeouts. Gave up a couple of runs and a couple of errors. But right now it's Evan Oden on the hill pitching for your Medford Rogues, as it is Evan Oden. No earned run average yet in this season. 1 2/3 innings pitched. 1 game so far on the hill. As we head to the top half of inning number 7, if you're just now joining us on the Rogue Streaming Network, it's been a pretty fun one if you like offense. Total of 19 runs have scored so far in game 1 of this 3-game series. Humboldt got on the board first in the top half inning number 1. They scored once. Medford countered with 4, and Humboldt countered with 4 in the second, 3 in the third, and then the Rogues countered with 3 in the fourth and once in the fifth. Twice scored in the 6th for the Crabs, once for your Rogues. As we head to the 7th, this is a big at-bat right now and a big inning for Evan Oden. 3 pitchers used so far in this game for your Medford Rogues, as Liam Forsythe leads off the frame, followed by Tatum Meteroff and Nico Lombardi. 6-7-8 due up for the Humboldt Crabs. Chris Ortiz and Evan Oden having a quick conversation. This is a squad trying to find ways to slow down the bats of the Humboldt Crabs. Evan Oden has made an appearance so far this season. We talked about that one game that he was in the game on Saturday. He was the 3rd pitcher used in that win against the Fresno A's. So Liam Forsythe leads off the frame. Young man from Southeast Missouri University, the right-handed batter, battles the righty Evan Oden. First pitch home. Fastball, cued to the screen, strike 1. No balls and a strike. The DH man, Liam Forsythe. 1 for 2 so far tonight with an error. Reached on an error in the 5th. Tagged out, going to third base by Frankie Rutigliano in that 5-3 double play. Scored, got aboard and scored in the 3rd. Grounded out the 2nd. Grounded out the 4th grounded out to the second base in the 2nd, I should say. 0-1 pitch fouled off. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. The DH man, Liam Forsythe. First baseman to take meter off. Waits on deck. Evan Oden sets. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to the righty. 0-2 tapped in the air, foul down that first base side, out of play. Will land beyond the stadium. We'll do it again, still 0-2 to Liam Forsythe. Forsythe, who grew up in Hayward, California. That's in the Bay Area. Guy attended Chabot College before heading to Southeast Missouri University. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 0-2, fisted foul to the screen. We'll do it again. Still 0-2 to the DH man, Liam Forsythe. Long pause by Evan Oden. He sets. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 0-2, fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3. Forsythe down on strikes. Strikeout number 1 for Evan Oden. 1 out and the base is empty.
First baseman Tate Mederoff.
So Tate Mederoff goes to work now for his 4th at-bat of the evening. He's 1 for 3 so far in this evening's contest. 10-9 Humboldt out in front. Evan Oden trying to get another strikeout. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. First pitch on the way. Fastball blows right past Mederoff. Strike 1. Mederoff singled in the 2nd and scored. Flew out in the 3rd. Struck out in the 5th. No balls, 1 strike. Oden sets and the 0-1. Fastball misses down and out, ball 1. One's a wild at the first baseman to Tate Mederoff. Nico Lombardi waits on deck. This is a Crab squad that wants to strike while the iron's hot. One ball, 1 strike. Fastball, laser foul down that third base side, and it will go out of play. It might have hit the Les Schwab building beyond left field, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Oden sets, and the righty's 1-2. Curveball, that is strike 3, called on the breaking ball on the upper third. Back-to-back Ks for Evan Oden. So Metroff goes back to the dugout. 2 up and 2 down as the catcher of Nico Lombardi stands in. 0 for 1 so far for a walk and a hit by pitch. Righty goes to work now with 2 outs. The base is empty. 10-9, Humboldt out in front. And the Rogues head back to the dish. First pitch on the way is a strike. 0-1 off speed. As it is going to be Osborne, Marion, and Retigliano due up. Medford trying to keep this Crabs offense from scoring any more runs. No balls, and a strike, and the pitch. Fastball hits it in the air, foul down that first base side, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. The catcher, Nico Lombardi, worked a walk in the 2nd and scored. Hit by pitch in the 3rd. Stranded at third base. Ground into a 5-3 double play. Behind no balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty. Infield playing deep for you, Medford Rogues. And the 0-2. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. 1-2 to the catcher of Nico Lombardi. Michael Pizarro waits on deck. Close one in game 1 of this 3-game series between Humboldt and Medford. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 1-2, taps it in the air, right center field. That ball is going to drop for a hit. Johnny Alley has to corral that one, and Lombardi gets aboard of a 2-out single to continue the frame. 1 on, 2 outs as the shortstop, Michael Pizarro, goes to work for his 4th at-bat of the evening. 0 for 3 so far tonight. 10-9 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Game 2 tomorrow at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue Streaming Network. We will hear from head coach Kevin Olmstead. Plus, we get to hear from the Crab skipper, Robin Guyver. Longtime head coach of the Crabs, probably one of the nicest guys in summer collegiate baseball. First offering home from Evan Oden. Breaking ball finds the upper third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the shortstop of Michael Pizarro, I should say. Keenan Morris waits on deck for the Crabs. 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Crabs. 9 runs, 12 hits, 4 errors for your Medford Rogues. Garrett Bardo holding the runner at first base. No balls and a strike. Odin's 0-1. Down and out. Ball 1. 1 ball and a strike to the lefty, Perazo. Their air tanker flying overhead from right field to center field, landing at the Medford Airport in a little bit. Infield shifting to the right for your Medford Rogues. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, taps it in the air, skies it foul down that left field line, strike 2. 1-2 to the lefty, Perazo. Garrett Bardo holding the runner at first base. Perazo behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Odin's 1-2. Fastball misses outside, 2-2. Now deuces are wild in the frame. And you think about how this game has gone so far. Humboldt trying to tack on a run now. Now the infield shifting to the right. Retigliano away from the bag at third, 2-2 pitch. Fastball outside, ball 3. The count runs full, 3-2 to the 9-hole hitter of Michael Perazo. Keenan Morris waits on deck for the Crabs. Three balls, 2 strikes. Odin sets, and the payoff. 3-2, grounded right side. Sammy Rivas will vacuum him up at second base. A throw to first is accurate for out number 3, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, as it is Nico Lombardi at first base. It is time to stretch in the Rogue Valley. It's a 1-run game for your Humboldt Crabs. Crabs leading by 1. 10-9 against your Medford Rogues. Due up for your Rogues, as it is Osborne, Marion, and Retigliano. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's a 1-run game as we head to the bottom half of inning number 7 at Harry and David Field. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network, as it is a 10-9 lead for the Humboldt Crabs, as the Medford Rogues right now having some fun in the Rogue Valley. It's been a battle so far throughout this whole entire Tuesday evening. 4 runs scored in the first, 3 runs in the fourth, once in the fifth, and once in the sixth. As Troy Osborne leads off the frame, followed by Jordan Marion and Frankie Retigliano. 7-8-9 due up. Medford trying to keep the pedal to the metal offensively, trying to keep consistent at the plate. New pitcher coming in for the Humboldt Crabs, as it is Cameron Sasso. Young man who used to play at CSU Pueblo. Cameron Sasso taking over the reins of Spencer Jacobs. This pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Osborne 0 for 1 so far with a pair of hit-by pitches. Right-handed batter trying to keep this offense moving. 1-run lead as Cameron Sasso takes over the job. 3 innings on the hill as that first pitch on the way misses inside. On ball and no strikes, the Troy Osborne hit by a pitch in the first, stranded at third base, hit by a pitch and scored. Troy Osborne has been the Travis Finney of the week so far. If you don't understand that inside joke, Travis Finney was hit by 5 pitches last week, 4 times in one game. 2 hit by pitches so far for Troy Osborne, trying to keep this offense moving. Actually, it flew out in the third. 1-0. Fastball misses inside of ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The righty of Osborne. Jordan Marion waits on deck. Troy Osborne's a guy who's been seeing the ball well so far in the last 8 games, or technically 9 games. Home run. 2 balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. Fastball. That will be a cued foul as Osborne got it on his foot. Osborne was hit in the hand earlier during his first at-bat back in the first. Head coach Kevin Olmstead, and also a Grants Pass native, will make sure that he's okay. Two balls and a strike to the leadoff man of Troy Osborne. Infield playing deep for the Humboldt Crabs. Cameron Sasso gets the signal from the catcher Lombardi. 2 balls, 1 strike, and your pitch home. Curveball hits it in the air, skying into left center field, going to his left to Sewell. Sewell will try to track it down, does not know where the ball is, but the center fielder Howard does know where the ball is at, and Osborne flies out for the first out of the frame. 1 out and the base is empty. 10-9 Humboldt out in front. So now Jordan Marion goes to work now. 10-9 is our score. Cameron Sasso, a returner from last season. First pitch on the way, trying to score for a bunt. That is going to be a strike, 0-1. Jordan Marion so far tonight, 2 for 3 so far. RBI single in the first, singled and scored in the fourth. Right out to the first base and made her off in his last at-bat. Ground ball left side. Perazo pick it up at short. The throw over to first base, and the throw is going to be in time for out number 2. 6-3 on the ground out for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down as it is. Frankie Retigliano, the third baseman tonight, stands in now for his 4th at-bat of the evening. Also 2 for 3 so far. A big at-bat right now for your Medford Rogues as the outs are dwindling in game 1 of this 3-game series. First pitch, fastball, misses down and out, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Frankie Retigliano. Grounded out the second and the first. Bind his way on and scored. Doubled in the 5th. Drove in 1. Ground ball left side picked up by the third baseman Morris. The throw over to first, and the throw is in time for out number 3. 5-3 on the ground out, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded as the Rogues go in order 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th right after this. 10-9 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We head to the 8th inning at Harry and David Field. 10-9 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues baseball. As it is going to be the 1, 2, and 3 batters due up for the Humboldt Crabs. Keenan Morris followed by Tyler Howard and Cameron Sewell. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Humboldt Crabs. As it is, Evan Oden still on the hill pitching for your Medford Rogues. 1 inning in the books for him. A pair of strikeouts, gave up a single, but had a 4-3 ground out to close out the frame as a left-handed batter. Keenan Morris stands in. He reached on a pair of errors. RBI single for 2-run single back in the second. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 1. So he's 1 for 2 so far for a pair of errors. Reached on an error in the first and scored. Reached on an error in the 6th and scored. 1 ball, no strikes. The lefty of Keenan Morris. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball dots the outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Keenan Morris. Morris, a guy who grew up in Eureka. Eureka's kind of like in Arcata. It's kind of like going to Medford and Phoenix. 1-1. Laser down that right field line. That's going to go for a fair ball, and that ball's going to bounce off, and Orlando Cobarubes is going to have to track that one down. And Keenan Morris gets aboard with a double to lead off the frame. So it bounced off the fence right by the Crabs bullpen. 1 on and no outs as the center fielder Tyler Howard stands in now. Howard 3 for 4 at the dish tonight. Top of the order has been fun to watch so far for the Crabs. Crabs seeing the ball well tonight. The outfielder from UC Davis, a guy who saw the ball well, stands in for his 5th at-bat of the evening. First pitch on the way, fastball right down the boulevard, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Tyler Howard. Howard flew out in the first, homered in the second. That was a 2-run jack. Singled in the 4th, caught stealing at second base. Run bat in the 6th. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. 0-1, fastball, blows right past him for strike 2. And Howard's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. (10-9) is our score. Humboldt out in front. No balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 0-2, fastball, and that is strike 3 called on the inside corner. Howard not happy about that strike 3 call. 3rd K for Evan Oden tonight.
Now batting the K batter, left fielder Cam Sewell.
So Cameron Sewell goes to work now for his 5th at-bat of the evening. 1 for 4 so far tonight. 1 out and 1 on. 10-9, Humboldt out in front. Top of 8. First pitch home. Fastball finds the inside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike to Cam Sewell, the guy who grew up in the Medford area. Playing the summer ball down in Northern California at the Arcata Ballpark, but his return tonight, 1 for 4 so far. Runner goes, fastball. Throw over to third base. The ball escapes away from Frankie Ritigliano. So Morris will steal third base, putting Humboldt only 90 feet away from scoring Sewell. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cam Sewell. Lined out in the first, struck out in the second. Flew out in the fourth. Reached on an RBI in the sixth. Was stranded over at third base. A lot of family members in attendance for this one for Cam Sewell. Infield play will close in now for your Medford Rogues. 1 ball, 1 strike. Odin sets, and the pitch. 1-1 fastball, up and out, ball 2. Sewell trying to find that offense again for this Crab squad. This Crab squad has found ways to get runners across the plate. 1 run in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third, twice in the sixth. 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch. Fastball, up and out, ball 3, and the counts in the favor of the left fielder, Cameron Sewell. And they're going to say an intentional walk. Actually, going to home plate umpire Chris Bevins said that was ball 4. Okay, then. Scoreboard was reading 3-1. But, yeah, that's a ball now. That was a walk, I should say. Right-handed batter Adam Enyart goes to work now. 3 for 4 at the dish tonight. 10-9 is our score. Humboldt out in front, game 1 of this 3-game series. Odin sets, and the first pitch goes. First pitch on that runner goes, and the throw will not be attempted by Chris Ortiz. And Enyart swipes second base. So 2 on, 1 out. Now the infield still closed in for your Medford Rogues, trying to record another out. Runners in scoring position, runners at second and third. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. 1-0, breaking ball, finds the inside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty, Adam Enyart. RBI single in the first. Doubled in the third and scored, singled in the fourth. Stranded over at first base, ground out to short in the sixth. Infield still closed in for your Medford Rogues. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1 fastball, up and in, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The right-handed batter of Adam Enyart. Now Chris Ortiz will have a conversation with Evan Odin. This pause of the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues.
So you know what that means? Happy hour prices until we're done.
Infield still closed in for your Medford Rogues. 2 balls and a strike. Enyart trying to cook. Morris at third base, Sewell at second. 2-1 from Odin. 2-1, taps it in the air. That's going to sky into right center field. That ball is going to go over the wall. 3-run jack for Adam Enyart, his 3rd hit of the night. A 3-run jack off the bat of Evan Enyart, a double, a single, and now a homer. He's 1 shy of the cycle. Wow.
Now batting second baseman Houston Hirschkorn.
So Houston Hirschkorn goes to work now with 1 out and the base is empty. Hirschkorn tonight, 1 for 4 so far. Singled in the third and scored. Rest, grounded out, strikeout, and grounded out. First offering home from Evan Odin, and the pitch. Breaking ball, misses outside of ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Houston Hirschkorn, a guy going to UC Davis, a guy who grew up in the San Joaquin Valley of California in Kingsburg, a baseball hub. Hirschhorn family is pretty big for baseball in the San Joaquin Valley. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, dots that inside corner, strike one. One ball and a strike to the righty of Houston Hirschhorn. One. Fastball, tapped foul to that right side, strike two. One ball and two strikes. The second baseman of Houston Hirschhorn as Liam Forsythe waits on deck. One ball, two strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, hits it in the air. That's a deep shot, deep left field. Is that ball going to stay fair? And that ball is going to go foul left of the line. If that ball was fair, that would have been another home run. Wow. So it's one ball and two strikes to the righty of Houston Hirschhorn. One ball, two strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, breaking ball, misses upstairs. And that has been the strike zone so far, dictated by Chris Bevan at the plate. Two and two from Odin. 2-2, bouncer left side, charging his Ryan Severance. Can't make the play. The ball's going to escape into center field as Hirschhorn reaches on a single. A one-out base knock in the eighth.
Now batting, designated hitter Liam Forsythe.
So Liam Forsythe goes to work now for his fifth at-bat of the evening. This is a Crab squad offensively, 13 runs on 15 hits. A lot of offense so far in this opening game of the series. But you think about how this team's been playing so far. This is a Crab squad that relies on its offense. The question is, how does Evan Odin and the company slow down the offense of the Crabs? First offering home. Fastball popped up in the air. First base side, tracking it down. It will go out of play on that first base side. And the ball will land just in front of us. Strike one. And now the kids will chase after it. No balls and a strike to the righty of Liam Forsythe. Reached and scored in the third. Reached on air in the fifth. Was tagged out at third base during that 5-3 double play. Struck out in the seventh. Grounded out the second base in his first AB. 0-1 pitch. Misses upstairs, ball one. Just a frustrating night for your Medford Rogues. Trying to slow down the Humboldt Crabs in game one of this three-game series. Righty of Forsythe takes a deep breath, and he goes back to work once again. Ones are wild. Garrett Bardo holding the runner at first base. Hirschhorn's at first. One ball, one strike. Odin sets. And the pitch. 1-1 fastball. Wave and a miss, strike two. And this is a big at-bat right now for Evan Odin. There is a lefty warming up in the pen for your Medford Rogues. $13-9 is our score. Humboldt out in front. One ball, two strikes. Odin sets. And the 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike three. Forsythe goes down swinging. Second K so far for Evan Odin in this inning. Fourth K in total in relief. So 4 Ks in 2 innings so far for Evan Odin. As the 7-hole hitter, Tate Mitteroff, goes to work now. 1 for 4 so far, singled and scored in the second. Struck out a pair of times in the 5th and the 7th. Flew out in the 3rd. First offering home. Breaking ball, finds it outside corner, strike 1. Good pitch there by Evan Oden. And trying to build confidence, and finding that strike zone does build up your confidence. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Breaking ball finds misses up and in ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tate Mitteroff. Singled and scored in the 2nd. Flew out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th and the 7th. Garrett Bardo holding the runner of Houston Hirschkorn at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, fastball, wave it a miss, strike 2. And Oden's ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2. Fastball outside. 2-2. Now deuces are wild. The first baseman, Tate Mitteroff, as Nico Lombardi waits on deck for the Crabs. It's a 13-9 lead for the Humboldt Crabs. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Oden gets the signal, checks it on the runner of Hirschkorn at first base. 2-2. Taps it in the air. That is going to sky out of play down that left field line. Is that a fair ball? And that ball is going to be foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Crabs have had every answer for the Rogues tonight. Rogues put 4 runs on the board in the first. Humboldt answered with 4 runs with a big smack in the second. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to the righty. Tate Mitteroff. And the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses down and out, escapes away from Chris Ortiz. Ortiz will track that one down. Hirschkorn will stay at first base. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Payoff hits it in the air. Left center field trying to track it down is Troy Osborne. Osborne drifts to his left. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the side is retired. 3 runs come across the plate on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left stranded as it is Houston Hirschkorn over at first base. Go to the home half of inning number 8 right after this. 13-9 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues as it is 1, 2, and 3 due up. Sammy Rivas, Ryan Severance, and Johnny Alley. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports, high school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach.
You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet-friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We head to the home half of inning number 8 at Harry and David Field. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network as it is a 13-9 lead for the Humboldt Crabs in game 1 of this 3-game series. It's been a very fun one and a pretty eventful one so far for your Medford Rogues. The Rogues tacking runs on in the first, scoring 4 times, scoring 3 times in the fourth, scoring once in the fifth and the sixth. But time is running out for your Medford Rogues offensively. 6 more outs. Sammy Rivas goes to work now, followed by Ryan Severns and Johnny Alley. 1, 2, and 3 due up for your Rogues. Rivas 1 for 4 so far tonight. Cameron Sasso on the hill, first pitch on the way. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. Rivas 1 for 4 tonight, struck out in the first, lined out in the second. Doubled in the fourth, that drove in a run. He was able to cash that run in as well. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Sammy Rivas. Fastball high and tight. That's actually going to be a strike on the inside corner. Sammy Rivas not happy about that call from the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. And the Crabs and Rogues faithful not happy about that call either. One thing the fans can agree on tonight's been the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. 1-1 fastball, wave and a miss, strike 2. Chris Bevan's had a very interesting strike zone so far. He started out not calling anything on the outer third, called everything on the inside third. Dylan Finelli was on the hill, and that ruined his rhythm on the hill. Sammy Rivas behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 fastball escapes away from the catcher Lombardi. 2-2. Ryan Severns waits on deck for your Medford Rogues. Home half of inning number 8. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sasu steps off the rubber now. Sammy will get himself back out there. Sammy will climb back in the box, climbs back in once again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sammy Rivas. Two and 2. Taps it foul to the screen. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rivas. Ryan Severns waits on deck. You think about how this team's been playing so far tonight. Hitting is contagious. You just need 1 hit. The Rogues can get runners across the plate. The question is, how do you get aboard? Lead off the frame. 2-2. Fastball in the air, right field, tracking it down is Enyart, the right field. That ball's going to drop right in front of him. We talked about hitting, and Sammy Rivas gets aboard with a leadoff single in the 8th. So Rivas gets over to first base, as it is going to be Ryan Severns going to work now. 1 on and the base is empty. Rogues right now trying to keep this offense moving. The right-handed batter, 1 for 3 so far for walk in game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Right-handed batter of Ryan Severns trying to cook offensively. The third baseman of Morris close to the grass at third. Rivas dancing around over at first base, and the first pitch. Fastball high and tight, ball 1. Rivas at first base, Mederoff holding the runner. Severns singled and scored in the first, walked in the second, left stranded at first base, lined out in the fourth, grounded out to third in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes, to throw over to first base, chase back the runner, Sammy Rivas. Rivas gets back to the bag safely with a head-first slide. Big game right now for your Medford Rogues, trying to keep themselves afloat. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. 1-0, grounded down that third base side out of play, strike 1. Going into tonight, Medford was 4-2. Humboldt's 8-4 if this holds. Humboldt will go 9-4. Medford will go 4-3. And it's all dependent on what's going on between Lincoln and Healdsburg. Those two teams taking on each other right now. Take a look at the scoreboard in a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw to first base, try to get the runner, Sammy Rivas, out. And the out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. West Coast Kings take down the Solano Mudcats 18-3. The bottom half of inning number 8 is that 1-1 pitch. Dotson on the inside corner for a strike, 1-2. And the Rogues faithful not happy about that strike call. It's the bottom half of inning number 8 in Lincoln. Healdsburg 5, Lincoln 4. So if Healdsburg wins, they'll be 11-2 in league. Lincoln will go 6-5. It's good to be Healdsburg's fans for a couple nights. 1-2, hits it in the air as Ryan Severance tracking it down. He's the right fielder of Enyart. Enyart will go back. He drifts and he makes the grab for out number 1. Severance flies out for the first out of the frame as Johnny Alley stands in for his 5th at-bat of the evening. 1 out and 1 on. 13-9, Humboldt out in front. Johnny Alley, a guy that flew out a pair of times in the 1st and 2nd. Found some offense in the 4th of that RBI single that drove in 1. Got the second base, but left stranded there. Grounded out in the 6th. Third baseman Morris on the grass. Is that first pitch on the way? Is a strike that's on the bottom third. And now head coach Kevin Olmstead not happy about the strike zone. And the Rogues faithful not happy as well as the dugout. Kevin Olmstead is fed up with the strike zone. The Rogues dugout was furious with that strike call. No balls and a strike to Johnny Alley. 0-1, hits it in the air. It will go foul, out of play. Strike 2. But I think that's been the bowling point of this whole entire evening. This strike zone has been very peculiar to the watch so far tonight, dictated by Chris Bevan. Kevin Olmstead has had enough so far tonight of the strike zone. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball misses down and out, ball 1. And the Rogues faithful a little bit chatty with the home plate umpire of Chris Bevan. Not happy about how the zone's been dictated so far tonight. But it's baseball. You got to go with it, you know. Sammy Rivas over at first base. Mederoff holding the runner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sasso sets. And the 1-2. Fastball misses down and in. 2-2. That was called a strike a couple minutes ago. That's usually where a ball is called. Two balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Strike 3 called on the outside third. Johnny Alley will go back to the dugout. 2 outs and 1 on in the 8th.
Now batting the catcher, Chris Ortiz.
So Chris Ortiz stands in now. First strikeout for Cameron Sasso tonight. Now the RMAC Insider's listening right now. Sasso, a guy who used to play at CSU Pueblo. Right-handed batter Chris Ortiz trying to continue this frame. Sammy Rivas at first base. Leadoff single trying to get around the horn. First pitch on the way. First pitch swinging by Chris Ortiz. That's ball's in the air. Right field Enyart will try to track it down. Enyart makes the grab for out number 3. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left as it is the leadoff man of Sammy Rivas at first base. We go to the 9th right after this. 13-9, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Number 9 at Harry and David Field, as it is Kane Morgan in relief of Evan Oden. This pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Final line score for Evan Oden: 2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, no errors, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts as he's getting his warm-up tosses in now, as he will face the 8, 9, and 1 batters and Nico Lombardi, followed by Michael Perazzo and Keenan Morris. Keenan Morgan on the hill this season for your Medford Rogues. 6.97 earned run average, 5 games, 10 1/3 innings pitched. Has 7 strikeouts to his credit so far in this 2025 campaign, as it is a 13-9 lead for the Humboldt Crabs as we head to the top half inning number 9. Crabs offense has had their moments tonight, and every time the Rogues put runs across the plate, the Crabs put even more runs across the plate to respond to it. 1 run in the first, 4 runs in the second, 3 runs in the third, twice in the 6th, and 3 runs in the 8th. As we head to the top half of inning number 9, Nico Lombardi stands in for his 5th trip of the evening.
For Humboldt catcher Nico Lombardi.
1 for 2 so far, with a walk and a hit by pitch as Lombardi leads off the frame, followed by Perazzo and Morris. And tonight, this Medford Rogue squad just trying to slow down the hot bats of the Humboldt Crabs. 13 runs on 15 hits tonight in game 1 of this 3-game series. If you like offense, you came to the right place tonight. The Crabs swinging the bat well so far in the Rogue Valley. And you think about how this team's been playing so far. This is the Crab squad that took 2 games out of 3 from the Potters on the road and at their place, the Arcata Ballpark. Took 1 from the Healdsburg Prune Packers on the road. This is the Crab squad that's not fazed by a rowdy crowd at Harry and David Field. A first offering home from Kane Morgan. Fastball misses up and out, ball 1. Kane Morgan has that fastball, that changeup, and that changeup that masquerades as a slider. Kane Morgan's 1 ball, no strike. He sets, and the lefty's 1-0 to the righty. 1 ball and no strikes, ball 2. Lombardi walked in the 2nd and scored, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Left stranded at third base, grounded into a double play in the 5th, singled, and was stranded at first base in the 7th. 2-0 pitch. Change up that misses inside of ball 3. And the strike zone has been interesting to watch so far tonight. But you have to play baseball. 3 balls, no strikes. Kane Morgan's 3-0. Fastball lasers in on the inside. 3rd, strike 1. 3 balls and a strike to the righty, Lombardi. Lombardi out of Cal State Fullerton, averaging 154 at the dish this season. Guy grew up in Fremont. 3-1 pitch. Fastball, waving a miss, strike 2, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lombardi this spring for the Titans of Cal State Fullerton. Averaged 325 at the dish. Cal State Fullerton played in Fresno at Pete Biden at Bob Bennett Stadium. The Diamond Dogs took 2 games out of 3. 3-2 pitch. Waving a miss, strike 3. Kane Morgan gets him to chase. 1 gone in the 9th. One out, and the base is empty as Michael Perazzo goes to work now. 0 for 4 so far tonight. Trio of ground outs and a sac bunt so far tonight. The left-handed batter trying to cook offensively for the Crabs. Infield will shift to the right. Something that the Rogues have not done so far this season before tonight. First pitch on the way, fastball. Actually, changeup rather, that misses down and out, ball 1. 13-9, Humboldt out in front. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Tomorrow night's game will be at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue Streaming Network. 1-0 pitch. Fastball up and in, ball 2. Perazzo sack bunt that got Mayer off and Lombardi over to second and third. Grounded out in the third, the sixth, and the seventh. 2-0 pitch. Changeup, wave and a miss, strike one. Good pitch there. I know that Kane's family's listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network back in Redondo Beach. Stars and Stripes barely blown into the ballpark on this Tuesday evening. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch from Kane. 2-1, changeup that misses down and out, escapes away from Chris Ortiz. Ball 3. 3-1 to the lefty of Perazo as Keenan Morris waits on deck. Three and 1. Ground ball right side, mishandled by Garrett Bardo. Rivas will try to track that one down, and he can't make the play as Perazo will reach on a hit. So an infield single that went off the mid of Garrett Bardo brings up Keenan Morris for his 6th at-bat of the evening. We talked about this during the Healdsburg series. You think about this. Healdsburg and Humboldt, pair of teams that are like the Iceman, like from the movie Top Gun. Make one mistake, and they'll pounce on you. First offering home. Fastball, sky to foul, down that left field line out of play. Frankie Tigliano was trying to track that one down, but it lands in that near that bullpen, strike one. If you make one mistake, it will cost you, and it will hurt you. Especially in that second inning. 4 runs across the frame, across the plate in that frame. 2-run jack off the bat of Tyler Howard. 3 runs scored in the third. 2 runs scored in the 6th. 3 runs scored in the 8th. No balls and a strike. Kane Morgan sets, and the 0-1. Fastball high and tight. Ball 1. So now the Stars and Stripes starting to blow into the ballpark. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Changeup that misses down and out. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Keenan Morris. Reached on air in the first and scored. RBI singled and scored in the second. Flew out in the third. Reached on air and scored in the 6th. Doubled in the 8th and scored. He's been pretty productive at the plate so far in game 1 of the series. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty of Keenan Morris. 2-1, changeup misses upstairs. Ball 3. Tyler Howard waits on deck. Garrett Bardo holding the runner. Or not holding the runner yet, but now he will. 3-1 to the lefty of Keenan Morris. The 3-1 pitch misses outside, ball 4, and Morris works a walk to put runners at first and second with 1 out in the 9th. So an infield single and a walk brings up the center fielder of Tyler Howard as pitching coach Pat steps out of the dugout to have a conversation with the reliever of Kane Morgan. This pause the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza, from pizza to wings and even calzones. Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. 13-9 Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues in game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. It's not been a pleasant one so far for your Rogues. There's been positives, but a lot of negatives so far, as this is a whole conversation on the hill so far. So we go back to work once again. Tough one so far for your Medford Rogues. 4 errors committed. Got to talk about, you always hear from head coach Kevin Olmstead, like, limit the mistakes and be able to fight for it, and of course, and you have to find ways to keep this offense, the Crabs, from scoring. Got to throw strikes. You have to compete. The Rogues have been competing, but the Crabs have been competing a lot more. 2 on, 1 out, top of 9, 13-9. Humboldt out in front is the righty of Tyler Howard. It goes to work now. 3 hits so far tonight. First pitch swinging, that's going to be skied in the air. Tracking it down is Johnny Alley. Drifting to his right by the Storm Tracker 12 sign, makes the grab, tagging from second base to third is Peraza. The throw over to third base. The ball gets away, and a run might score. Peraza's going to score standing up, and a pass ball is going to put a run across the plate, and another run scores for the Crabs. Morris gets over to third base. So that fly out will be the second out of the frame, but a run will score. So Cameron Sewell goes to work now. So a fly out. And then Peraza was going to round third. The relay throw escaped away from Chris Ortiz. Peraza scores. That puts Morris at third base. Sewell 1 for 4 tonight with a walk. First pitch on the way is a strike on the inside corner, strike one. Lined out in the first, struck out in the second, flew out in the fourth, RBI in the sixth. Made it all the way to third base, walked, and scored in the eighth. Strike one pitch on the way, finds the upper third, strike two. Now the lefty of Sewell's behind. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 0-2, fastball, wave and a miss, strike three. Sewell down on strikes. And the side is retired. 1 run comes across the plate on no hits. 1 error committed by your Medford Rogues. And 1 left as it is Keaton Morris at third base. Well, it's time to get wacky in the Rogue Valley. We head to the bottom, half of inning number 9. Medford trailing it by 4. We've seen this one before. Can the Rogues make some noise in the home half of inning number 9? We shall see. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball.
First pitch ground ball by Garrett Pardo, throw on to first base, and it is going to be in time for out number 1, as it is 5-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frame. 14-9, Humboldt out in front against your Medford Rogues. Brian Wutch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network, as it is going to be Caden Casagrande standing in for Orlando Covarrubias. Caden Casagrande back in the Rogue Valley. He's back in Idaho to celebrate the 4th of July holiday. Caden Casagrande gets his first AB. The home half inning number 9, 14-9, Medford out in front. It's been one of those games. Find the offense, but have to find ways to get that strike. Strike zone's been pretty difficult to watch so far. First offering home from Cameron Sasso. Fastball, dots, misses inside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The righty of Caden Casagrande. Casagrande so far this season averaging .288 at the dish. As that 1-0 pitch is a strike on the inside third, strike 1. One ball and 1 strike. One breaking ball, misses outside to ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Caden Casagrande. Orlando Covarrubias will finish tonight Going 1 for 4 at the dish. Singled and scored in the first, popped out in the third, struck out in the fifth, flew out in the sixth. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball misses upstairs, ball 3. Casagrande had 3 balls and a strike. Game 2 tomorrow at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue streaming network. We will hear from head coach Kevin Olmstead. Plus, get to hear from the Crabs skipper Robin Guyver. That's correct. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1. Fastball, wave and a miss. Strike 2. Counts full to Caden Casagrande. Plus, we'll get a chance. We'll take a break from the Rogues Player Spotlight. We'll have our Rogues Player Spotlight on Thursday. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the righty of Caden Casagrande. I know that his family's listening right now back in Eagle, Idaho. Three balls, 2 strikes. Right against right. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark. 3-2. Grounded foul down that third base side. Stay tuned for the Rogues postgame show as we get a chance to pick our offensive and defensive player of the game. We'll take a look at the offensive and defensive stats and get you ready for tomorrow's game. Game 2 of 3 between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues. Tomorrow at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue Streaming Network. Wind still blown into the ballpark. 3-2 pitch. Fastball, and that is going to miss inside for ball 4. Caden Casagrande works a 1-out walk. Now Isaac Hill goes to work now. Guy who had the weekend off goes to work. Isaac Hill stands in for his first at-bat, replacing Troy Osborne in left field. So Isaac Hill trying to find a way to keep this offense moving, trailing by 5, 14-9 against the Humboldt Crabs. First offering home. Breaking ball finds the inside of corner, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Fastball fouled off at the plate, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Isaac Hill. Isaac Hill this season averaging .354 at the dish. No balls, 2 strikes. Sasso sets the 0-2. Fastball gets away from the catcher Lombardi, as it is going to be Caden Casagrande stealing second base. That eliminates the double play ball. Rogue still in this one. And how about this? Earlier tonight, the Rogues breaking a franchise record in stolen bases. 159 stolen bases so far in this season, make it 160 now. Caden Casagrande, but this Rogue squad right now, stealing bases, trying to make it interesting in the ninth. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2 fouled off at the foot of Isaac Hill. Still 1-2.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
One-two, fastball hits it in the air, foul down that first base side. Do it again, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jordan Marion waits on deck. Caden Casagrande at second base, only 180 feet away from scoring. Isaac Hill, a guy that usually has a mustache, but actually has gone clean shaven. 1-2. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3. Isaac Hill down on strikes. And the Rogues are down to their final out in the ninth.
Now batting the designated hitter from UC Santa Barbara, Jordan Marion.
Now Jordan Marion will climb into the box for his 5th at-bat of the evening. 2 hits so far tonight, 2 for 4 at the dish. Jordan Marion, the last hope as he stands in for his 5th at-bat. RBI single in the 1st. Singled and scored in the 4th. Rounded out to the first baseman in the 5th. Rounded out the short. In the 7th as that first pitch off speed. It's a strike, no balls and 1 strike to Jordan Marion. Frankie Urtigliano waits on deck. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 0-1, fastball misses down and out, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, fastball, waving a miss, strike 2. Now Marion and the Rogues are down to their final strike. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Sasso gets the signal from Lombardi. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Casagrande at second base, the 1-2. Fastball up and out, 2-2. Rogues still fighting in this one in game 1 of this 3-game series. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, and the 2-2. Fastball, chopper, right side charging in his first corner, the second baseman, the throw to first base, and the throw gets away. Going from third base is Caden Casagrande. He's going to score standing up as it is an RBI single, and Medford's only within 4. So officially that will be an RBI single. Now Frankie Urtigliano goes to work. Medford not going away quietly in the 9th. Big hit there. Routine ground ball. Hurstcorn mishandles it. So now Frankie Urtigliano goes to work now. 14-10 is our score. 2 outs and 1 on. Medford only trailing by 4. Sammy Rivas waits on deck. Urtigliano 2 for 4 tonight. First offering home. Breaking ball. Finds the outside corner. Strike 1. When you think about this. This is a team that could have rolled over and played for tomorrow, but they want to win this game tonight. Tigliano behind, no balls and a strike. And the pitch. 0-1, breaking ball misses downstairs. Ball 1. Tigliano tonight grounded out to second in the first. Had a bunt single. Bunt single and scored in the 4th. RBI double in the 5th. Left stranded at second base. Ground out the 3rd in the 7th. Stars and Stripes barely blowing in now. 1 ball and a strike. Fastball hits it in the air. Line drive into right field. Tracking it down is Enyart. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the game is over. Humboldt takes game 1 14-10 against your Medford Rogues, as the Crabs will improve to 25-4 overall in this 2025 campaign. 9-4 in Pacific Empire League action, as your Rogues will fall to 26-10 overall and 4-3 in Pacific Empire League play. 14 runs, 16 hits, 1 error for the Humboldt Crabs, 10 runs, 13 hits, and 5 errors for your Medford Rogues. Rogues postgame show coming up right after the break. Humboldt takes game 1 of the series 14-10 against your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Tough one tonight in the Rogue Valley as Humboldt takes game one of this three-game series, 14-10 against your Medford Rogues at Harry and David Field. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Glad to be a part of your evening. It's not been a good one so far for your Medford Rogues. They fall 14-10 in game one of this three-game series. Humboldt struck first in the top half inning number one. Medford answered back with 4 runs, including a home run from Garrett Bardo. Then Humboldt answered back with a big punch. 4 runs scored in the second, 3 runs in the third. Medford tacked on 3 runs in the fourth and 1 run in the fifth and the sixth. 3 runs in the top half of inning number 8 and 1 in the ninth was enough for the Humboldt Crabs, but the Rogues made it interesting. They got 1 run across the plate, courtesy of Jordan Marion with that RBI single that drove in Caden Casagrande. But the Rogues still fall 14-10 against the Humboldt Crabs. Defensively for your Medford Rogues, Dylan Finelli had struggled on the hill on this evening. 2 1/3 innings pitched, 1 strikeout, 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 1 walk. Caden Meltzer came in to slow down the bats of the Crabs. He only gave up a pair of singles and actually gave up a pair of runs in his outing. A pair of strikeouts as well. Evan Oden came in with 2 innings of work, 4 hits, 3 runs, no errors, 1 walk, 4 Ks. And Kane Morgan with that great changeup that masquerades as a slider, pair of strikeouts, only gave up 1 run and 1 hit. Offensive stats for your Medford Rogues. Sammy Rivas, guy who went had 2 pair of hits tonight. Struck out in the first, lined out in the second, RBI double in the fourth and scored. Grounded out in the fifth, singled in the eighth. Ryan Severance tonight. Singles 1 for 4 with a single and scored, a walk, and stranded at second base, lined out in the fourth, grounded out in the sixth, flew out in the eighth. Johnny Alley, RBI single in the fourth, a pair of flyouts, a ground out, and a strikeout. Chris Ortiz got aboard of a pair of doubles in the first and the sixth, a pair of flyouts and a lineout. Garrett Bardo tonight, home run and an RBI single. Orlando Covarrubias singled, struck out, fly out, and a pop out. Caden Casagrande took over later in the game, worked a walk and scored. Jordan Marion, my apologies, Troy Osborne. I went ahead. Troy Osborne tonight, pair of hit by pitches, a pair of flyouts, flew out a pair of times. Isaac Hill came in, struck out in the ninth. Jordan Marion, RBI single that drove in Caden Casagrande. He had 3 hits tonight. RBI single, a single, and another RBI single. Good stuff for Jordan Marion tonight. Frankie Rutigliano tonight, bunt single and an RBI double. He went 2 for 4. He was the final out of the game. But Medford tomorrow has to take on the Humboldt Crabs. Game 2 of this 3-game series. 6:35 first pitch. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue Streaming Network. Let's pick our offensive and defensive players of the game before we go on the Rogue Streaming Network. As it's a tough one, but you got to go with Caden Meltzer. Caden Meltzer looked pretty good on the hill. Pitched well and kept the Crabs' bats quiet for most part of his outing. So Caden Meltzer is our defensive player of the game. And Garrett Bardo, another home run for him, a 2-run jack. Actually got aboard, had that huge hit, his second one of this 2025 campaign. And also don't forget about Jordan Marion. Jordan Marion with a pair of RBI singles. A pair of RBI singles and a single that kept this offense moving. And this team right now wants to fight. They were fighting to the last out in the bottom half of inning number 9. So expect this team to find ways to get runners across the plate. And we talked about this before tossing it to break. 5 errors. 5 errors committed by your Medford Rogues. You have to clean that up when you take on a team like the Humboldt Crabs, and they will clean that up tomorrow night at 6:35 against the Humboldt Crabs. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and the standings. That is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Scoreboard tonight, we took a look at it a little bit earlier, as it is the West Coast Kings taking down the Solano Mudcats 18-3 at Solano College. And it's Healdsburg taking game 1 of the series against the Lincoln Potters 5-4. As that will be very interesting to see what the standings will be like as Healdsburg improves to 11-2 overall in Pacific Empire League action. Humboldt will will go 9-4. Humboldt will go 9-4. Medford will go 4-3 in Pacific Empire League action. Lincoln Potters will fall to 6-5 in Pacific Empire League action. West Coast Kings, they will go 3-9 in Pacific Empire League action. And the Solano Mudcats 2-12 overall in PEL play. Game 2 tomorrow at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue Streaming Network. Tough one tonight in the Rogue Valley. Question is, how do you clean up not 1, not 2, but 5 errors? How do you do that? Also have to find that strike zone tomorrow as well, as Medford will try to even up the series to force the rubber game tomorrow night at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15. That'll be the next time I will speak with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. But for everyone here has put this broadcast together, Brian Woach saying goodbye. Have a good evening from the Rogue Valley. Humboldt takes game 1 of this 3-game series, 14-10 against your Medford Rogues. We'll see you at 6:15 tomorrow for the Rogues pregame show. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Medford Rogues Baseball